Yeah, so
we're focused on something else more
Yeah.
than just So that's
So
it.
it's just basic. See, bro, this is what you call business pivoting. You got to
yeah,
pivot the business.
of
If
course
these
now.
kids are not, if the average age in Nigeria now is what? 18,
18,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have 75, you have 70 or 75% of the population below the age of 35.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
You got to capture the market.
You have
Yeah,
to. You
you
have
can't be
to.
telling them principles, godly principles and all that. You
You
have
Yeah.
to
understand? These
Spirituality.
new
No, no,
sets
no.
are not like they need money, but prosperity is not their end game because they've not even
No.
gone through the fire of the
Yeah.
90s where your purchasing power went from what it was to really low for you to then trigger them to say, oh, you can still be prosperous. These ones are
True.
just still trying to figure things out with life, which is leadership, figure things out with relationships. Do you understand?
Yes.
And stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? And navigating the workspace, you understand? Getting a job. You see now they will pivot into getting jobs. I'm telling
yes
you,
now.
Yeah.
It's a funnel. It's a funnel. Then
Mentorship,
next thing
career
to now enter
mentorship.
family, how to
I
build a
love it.
family. Yes
Those are
now.
the funnels.
You
Those are
dey
the
you dey
funnels.
you dey wine you dey wine
That
February.
this guy's pivot was real. Like I saw it in real time. You know, that's the church that I attend. That at the club.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
7 kinds of love women and men need. Nah, you need to listen to this. I'm sorry. I need to.
Listen very
We
carefully.
are
One
recording
kind of
now.
love women need is sacrificial love. Women love when you are willing to inconvenience yourself for them. That's actually the love the Bible recommends in Ephesians 5. It's called agape kind of love. So a woman likes it when you are willing to sacrifice your comfort, your money, your time to do something for her. How willing are you to inconvenience yourself for her? So they like sacrificial love. So is US, you want to sleep, but she needs help with something. Yeah.
Man, this is phenomenal. I'm telling you, I'm in awe of this guy.
As a man in Nigeria, you will just die before your time.
Yes,
You will
do you
sacrifice
understand?
like goats.
No, even before you get into the message, Ayo, which is where you're already sitting in, I'm just looking at how unqualified people picked up a mic one day, said they were called by God, and then started giving helpful
Osagie,
tips.
you can't question his salvation. Salvation is personal, so you cannot question it.
No,
It
that's
doesn't
fine.
it doesn't come in NAFDAC number.
No,
Salvation
that's
doesn't come
okay.
in NAFDAC. Yeah.
But don't you think that it's a problem where you claim to be saved and that you have now become an evangelist or whatever, and then you're preaching, you're in the space of preaching about God and Christianity and spirituality and all of that. But because you're now moving out of that space, right, which is what we're just talking about, and then you're moving into things like relationships, you're moving into things like leadership, you're moving into things like that go beyond just spirituality and go into like hardcore of how you are going to raise people or how people are being raised, and you're
Yeah.
unqualified in all those fields. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get you.
Like, how can you be a therapist without being a qualified therapist? There are schools for these things, there are certifications for these things. Do you get what I'm saying? You just
I
understand
adopt
what you're
it because you've taken you
Because you
assume
have
the highest
mantle.
position, which is I am
authority.
a messenger of God. So
Messenger of
everything below that I can advise you on,
Which is
which
very
for me
dangerous
is
anyway.
very dangerous.
It is. It is. That's what he goes around speaking about now. He travels everywhere around the world and just talking about relationships, marriage, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Him and his wife, Mildred.
Shout out to his wife. Oh, that's such a pastor's wife's name. Pastor Mrs. Milfred. I mean, what do you call her name again? Milfred.
Mildred.
Mildred. Such a pastor's. Come on.
No, but this funnel, this marketing funnel is amazing.
Is
I'm
that
looking at
amazing?
Osagie uses
poster here.
business terms.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
But
now.
you're the one that mentioned funnel now. You're the one that mentioned funnel. It's not me now. Bro, look at he has
was boss by
Salvation Center, San Antonio. Wow, okay. So he's a guest speaker on this flyer. It says thrive together, love, purpose, and legacy.
Yep.
So you have singles meeting, you have marriage enrichment, and then you have panel. Man, I give it to these guys. I gotta give it. I'm telling you.
Now marriage not gonna do that till you die.
This reminds me of how innovative the banks were.
Yeah.
Like if you left
New
banking
age
to
banks, yeah.
new age bank, if you left banking to like the government, they would have ruined everything.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Like,
Obviously, yeah.
yeah, it was this new age like banks, right? The Access, the GTs, and
The new
co, right?
boys,
That
Zenith,
came in
yeah.
and really revolutionized everything, right? With innovation. And that's how I look at these guys as well. It's just like, okay, what's the next thing we do? He has another speaking engagement on the 31st of May in North Carolina. Marriage is not rocket science.
It's not. Is it?
Do you understand? Like, but they then sprinkle, God into the thing.
The
You just sprinkle
the
the
scripture,
Bible
the
says,
sprinkle,
scripture.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Woo,
Right
I'm
on,
loving
Pastor.
it.
Right on.
And the guy he's on a freaking world tour. He's going to be
Yes,
in North
now.
Carolina.
I'm on the wall tour
in
with the Bible in
Boston.
my hand.
He's always touring, bro. I'm telling you.
He
You
top us
understand?
Afrobeat artist.
He's in San Antonio. No, come on, give it to this guy. I give it to him. Nah, I love
Same.
him already.
Same.
5
Men
crores.
talk because they have something important to say. Women talk because they have somebody important to say it to. So when I started dating my
Nah, give it to this guy. Give it to this guy. I fucking love this guy.
But you know the
Because they have
OG of
something
this.
important to say. Women talk because they have something important to say too. Like that one,
Yeah, no,
boom.
somebody important to say it to. Women talk
Okay.
because they have someone important to say it to.
Nah, I'm rocking with this guy. I'm rocking with him.
They know that Pastor Chris thing, the Pastor Kumi,
No,
all
yeah,
those
it's not
guys, they
going
know
to
they
work.
can't capture like the young people because we're so
Yeah.
like the young
You
people
can't
are
use-
so inclusive.
You can't use demon fall down and die for this
No,
generation.
you
Now that be
can't.
the demon. So
You're telling me that like the MFMs and co, it will finally phase out.
No, it's Nigeria. They all see everybody is looking for a niche.
It's not that you two
Their
phase
mama-
out.
like for example, the guy that does the morning prayer was Pastor Jereze. He's still in full
NSP, PDD.
spiritual NSP. That bro, do you know what that is? That's the biggest ministry in the country right now. People wake up
Yeah.
every like 6 a.m. every morning to
You see that
join.
WhatsApp status now?
digital-
Yeah.
Yes, digital prayer.
NSP.
It's insane. The money that guy makes on YouTube a week on a
Bro,
weekly
he's
basis.
back on YouTube alone, bruh.
It's insane.
Hmm.
Nah, it's insane. It's insane. So there's that. See, so Osagie, that market exists. It's Nigeria. It will always exist.
It always exists.
Just like you
but
need a
new
certain
form
type of
it.
character
Yeah.
to exist in that. You need a certain type of character, a certain type of how do I put
Je
it?
ne sais quoi.
Charisma.
So when I mean
Just a
charisma,
new.
it's not even
Oh,
charisma.
I know what
it's-
you need. You just need in terms of like if we were working in an FMCG company producing stuff, we just need another flavor.
You just need to be Davido. You just need to
We
be
just
a
need
mainstream
another
artist.
flavor. Yeah,
You just
we need
need a
another
mainstream-
flavor. We've been giving these guys Coke. Let's give them Coke.
It's just
Ribena,
like
Coke.
it's just like Afrobeat. Some people are mainstream. Some people are out there. Some people are, it's just like media. Pulse and Zikoko. Do you get?
There
So at the
just
end of
needs
the
to be
day,
another flavor.
I
That's all.
see another flavor. So
Yeah.
a Pastor Okonkwo cannot capture the market
Everybody.
like Pastor Jereze. He does not have the. He doesn't have that understanding of, or he can't go on that. He can't go down on that level.
Because Jereze is mainstream.
Mainstream.
This guy is
get-
niche.
Niche. You have to start catching certain people.
Yeah.
Do you get? And also, you have to understand that some people who go to Pastor Jerez, who attend the prayer meeting of Pastor Jerez, can attend your relationship classes.
There's a Venn diagram there.
Bro, Steve,
Yeah. It's a Venn diagram and then they're right in the middle.
Yeah. Do you
you've not
get?
seen where people in December will take leave, go to Holy Ghost conference.
Yep.
After Holy Ghost conference, they go to Winners Chapel. They're now
Yup.
to deeper life. They'll do all the
Yes.
they'll talk.
That's
They'll talk
3FA. That's 3FA.
that- bro.
That's
I'm not
At
seen
one,
3FA before in my
God
life.
go
So
there.
you have to,
God go
yeah,
there,
you also,
man. And I
you
go
know, you
catch
have to
am.
also, yeah. So in the midst of that, there's still, it's wonderful to see because there's also still a Nathan Abasi who's not a pastor, full blown pastor. He's no longer a gospel artist.
Yes, man.
Yeah, he ministers, he preaches, he's a prayer warrior, like so like the market is just there for everyone. You just have to understand the market and know how to maneuver it,
Understand the
It is
terrain, brother.
understand the terrain, brother.
Understand the terrain.
We don't tell you people. We don't tell you people though.
Oh my God, you gotta understand the damn freaking terrain. How's everybody doing? Are you guys ready to start the show?
We did.
Wait. We've been on. Are we? Is everything we're saying is going to be going to be on the podcast? No.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
It's on the pod now.
You did not hear the prompt that this is a recording that started or something like that. Mr. Man.
No, but it's fine. It's stuff we stay on the pod. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, Steve. They won't come for you.
No,
I know you have.
no.
I know you have. What you call it?
Political connect.
Still
Yeah.
what you might call it. That's the title of an album now.
Really? What you call it?
Yeah, obviously it will be now.
Yeah.
Let me
remember
check. Watch you actually what you call it. Yes, it's the name of an album. No, it's actually the name of a Kandiba. What you call it. Yeah. But let me type album there and see if there's an album called what you call it. Yeah. The name of the album is And Now for the what you call it by the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Steve.
I don't know what to carry you go there, Steve. But shout out to you, bro.
Steve.
Me, I know they go.
No. There's a. Is it what you might call it? This is from a mainstream artist.
I know something like that. There's something like that, and it's from a mainstream, but it's a black artist, right?
It's Chris Brown and this person. Sorry, it's Chris Brown and what's this name of this? What's Jason Tatum's girlfriend?
Ella May.
In their love, I don't know these women. They all look alike. I'm very sorry. This new generation.
Yes.
Alike.
I'm seeing something. It's the name of a song.
Yeah, okay, name of a song.
Yeah,
exactly.
Ella May featuring Chris Brown.
What a recovery!
Yeah, nice one. Round of applause for Steve. This is what you call a remontada. A remontada. Yeah, shout out to you. All right, man. Let's do it.
You made like head point. I'm like, what?
I don't know about
that. Let's start what we have come into the room to do.
Yeah. Overdose. Yeah, check this. It's the Imperial Fife mic material, bringing fresh cuts straight out the nation's capital. Nappy look, we're here across the jaw. I ball well enough to rock Ballberry draws. You're the player, well I'm the team's boss. I watch the little bow like Shad Gregory Moss. You got the clap, I get applause cause you're diseased. While I rock shows during tours, rhyme without flaws. I rip a track so bad, y'all gon' think I did it with claws. If you're a fan, don't be shy, you can jump, it's just the first verse. I got two more like lumps, what?
No, they rap like say you did for Johns. They drop something where all my feet understand.
Hey, don't hate, I'm just way advanced and it's my show, so shut your trap, man.
Oh boy, you still they rap like say you did for Johns. They drop something where all my feet understand now.
Better recognize I'm just too advanced and it's my show, so shut your trap, man. Groupies wanna hang like dungarees, cause I'm dropping jewels like a craftsman or Parkinson's disease. Earn respect from the streets, poisoning rats who be in this shit for just the cheese. Got an arsenal of rhymes that I blow spots with. You know OD leads like Alan Smith. I'm too bad, like damn, that thing is evil. Can't fuck with y'all, I'm too homophobic and lethal. And I'm too straight to Rockefeller. Rather dash into your dame from the back and make a holler. Call me the modern day Sigmund Freud, quick to grab a weapon and kill Bati boys.
No, they rap like say you did for Johns. They drop something where all my feet understand.
Hey, don't hate, I'm just way advanced and it's my show, so shut your trap, man.
Oh boy, you still they rap like say you did for Johns. They drop something where all my feet understand now.
Better recognize I'm just too advanced and it's my show.
It's the bunch, you already know. Don't tell me nonsense. When you see me in the club with champagne, never tell me nonsense. See as you fart, I know they lie, you they yarn nonsense. I don't care if you reach a man, you they talk nonsense. Make you know they talk nonsense. Please don't tell me nonsense. I've been in the game for so long, I still that makes sense. See as you the wine, she the grind to the beat, you gonna say it makes sense. Too much sense. Ẹni tó bá ta fẹ́lẹ̀ fèlè. Ẹni tó bá sọ rádaràda, ẹni tó bá ṣeré ṣeré, wọ́rọ̀wọ́rọ̀, what I will do. Hey boys, let it go. Oya. Hey boys, oya. Hey boys, and up here you are, and keep up, and up I wanna try, what's up to Danny? Now photo, want to be seen like you so wait. Now you see me, don't see me no more. Trying to catch me, can't catch me no more. You imposters can't be me no more. Helicopter, my baby, my luck is that rap. Don't hear me no more. You getting tired? I'm just getting started. Any toba ta fele fele, any toba so rada rada, any toba shere shere, woro woro, what I will do. Hey boys, let it go. Oya. Hey boys, oya. Hey boys, oya.
Started from bottom, was rolling around in that Toyota bucket. The summer is ours, I'm hungry for power, Gaddafi. You turn on the tube and all that you see is Versace. You go to my school, they can tell you shit about Kusani. This ain't the land of the free, no propaganda machine. Handle my flag on the screen, then light a candle for deeps, okay? Smoking the jets, smoking the jets, smoking the black cigarettes, taking it straight to the head, drinking select. This is the sweetest revenge.
Goes, Sigalela, Tina na gang, good, run Josie.
I'm holding the crown, my soldiers surround, so throw in the towel. We come through the kitchen with owner's permission, the photos allowed.
My flow is so hazardous, Fanagiti can nobody handle this. I annihilated all my competition, so there's no further challenges. Look, going against you, you're waiting, one is totally blasphemous. In a city we're having no morality, is totally fabulous. What's going on with these amateurs over the internet posting some messages? Next thing you know, your career is over some characters. It's the juxtaposition of choosing stupidity over intelligence. Domazano shishiliza ngendu pansa you hoping for happiness. Semshabeni kumele usibheke is crucial. Lobote mbitsheze nothembe umuntu. They laugh in your face while they planning to shoot you. Bafuna nje ukuculela amagugu ngizokubamba ngo left ngikubambe ngo right. Mina left I will hurt you. We out here living the Escom life. Yeah, we in that power circle. See, all I ever wanted was a peace of mind. To speak my mind, to speak some mind. Yeah, I ain't even reached my prime. Sazo benza busy blind. Thingy sazo benza busy blind. Aw mina nginsimbe lezinye. Redefine, just read between the lines. And when the sparks fly, hope you can see the grind. See the grind, yeah.
Goes, Sigalela, Tina na gang, good, run Josie. Goes, Sigalela, Tina na gang, good.
I'm Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. I'm Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. I'm Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. I'm Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. Shibboleth, dark Shibboleth. Double measure right, dark Shibboleth. Shibboleth. Dark
Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk. I'm here with my homeboys, Mr. Steve Day, the lead researcher himself. Looking for any topic, you'll find it faster than ChatGPT. Not sure about the quality, not sure about how thorough it will be, but he'll find it for you. So, aside lead researching, Steve is the greatest lead researcher. Yes, and of course, we have with us the one and only. And when it comes to lead researching in the pop culture circuits, there's only one person you can call. All you need to do is just put the AOT2 signal in the air, and he'll be there. Mr. AOT2.
Batman. Thank you.
Welcome to Loose Talk, guys. How is everybody doing?
We did.
Fantastic. Round of applause for our listeners as well. Just want to give a shout out again to everybody that listens to this podcast. So many people joining in, so many people listening for the very first time. For the new listeners, we want to say welcome. For the old listeners, we want to say thank you for rocking with us. And for those who will be listening to for the last time, because I don't know, whatever it is, we want to say thank you too for rocking with us so far. We've been recording now for how long? Since the OG. Next year we'll make it 10 years, a decade of recording, a decade of podcasting. Our going okay now. We say no small now. You know now.
Now that pick remain now, documentary. It's happen.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody listening to us, man. Thank you so much for rocking with us. And yeah, let's proceed with the proceedings of this evening. But before we do that, I wanted to read a quick fan mail because I feel like, and I shared it with you guys last week, I feel like it's important to read this because, it talks about the direction in which this podcast is going towards and what we're doing. And I thought it is important to read it to everybody and then we can just discuss it, This person has some thoughts on Loose Talk's political conversation and also has a note on Asha. But it says, "Hi, my name is Wumi. I'm a listener currently based in Dallas, Texas. I want to share some thoughts on Loose Talk's podcast recent direction. A few years ago, I started listening to Loose Talk after my friend Usas, not me, praised it consistently while we were living in San Francisco. I recall him recommending the podcast to his leaders at TuneIn, a global audio streaming platform. I initially tuned in for your insightful critiques on music and entertainment, but I recently noticed a significant shift towards political commentary. As a result, I often find myself skipping those segments. My primary concern stems from a prevailing negative bias and reliance on assumptions that aren't always grounded in factual evidence. This starkly contrasts with the more fact-based approach you typically have when discussing music. I understand that political discourse often involves navigating complex nuances and making inferences. However, the current approach sometimes lacks sufficient contextual background and nuances, similar to what Osagie noted with Twitter conversations. Also, AOT2, Africa's biggest and most prominent pop culture curator, has increased the number of allegedly in such discussions to signal when the information is unverified and needs more context. Unfortunately, this can lead to premature conclusions that some of us listening may not be familiar with. For example, in the recent Sheyi Tinubu versus Nance president issue, while the allegation that the hotel manager acted on Sheyi Tinubu's instruction was the basis for the critique, it felt that a bias against the political landscape led to a swift conviction without concrete evidence. Yes, getting the manager to confirm that Sheyi truly gave that instruction will be hard, and we have to make an inference based on what we know. However, I think we have to set the proper context when laying out these conversations. While valid, Osagie's question, so who sent those people that beat the Nance president, seemed to directly implicate Sheyi without fully exploring other possibilities, such as a potential rivals or other interested parties. I continue to thoroughly enjoy the entertainment and sports segments, and I believe the Giants have a unique and engaging dynamic in those areas. Given the deeply emotional and divisive nature of politics worldwide, I respectfully suggest reevaluating the strategy for the political conversations to ensure a more balanced and fact-conscious approach. Wumi also goes on to talk about Asha. It says, on a completely different note, I recently listened to Asha's self-titled album Asha, and by the power invested in me by the Loose Talk Giants, I declare it a true classic. Every track felt fresh and resonated deeply. I genuinely hope Asha makes herself more accessible now, and I will eagerly attend any concert if she tours anywhere nearby. Wishing you all the best. Okay. Thank you, Wumi, for writing this. And, I shared this with the host and everybody, the crew, and we thought deeply about what you said. And, our conclusion from that is no. No, we're not going to stop. No.
God damn it.
No.
That's not political talk. But he says he skips it. And who am I to question how you listen to this talk? As long as you're listening, it's fine.
Yeah. No, we're not stopping. Never. Yeah. It's not.
And sorry, what's the person's name again?
Wumi.
The use of allegedly doesn't mean lack of evidence. It actually means there's evidence, but I don't want to get locked up. So we are journalists. You know why we are using allegedly. Trust us. We've been in this game. We know why we are using allegedly. I beg. So it's not as if we are trying to say there's no evidence, but bro, it is what it is. And
as if it's not all of us that is in this country. We don't understand Nigeria.
Yeah.
I understand a point though. But I think another thing we might not say on the podcast, which if you look at it from this angle, there are some things we know that we don't say on the podcast. When we discuss things like this, there's some context we can't say because honestly, I'll keep it a buck with you. It will land us in trouble.
Big time.
I'll keep it a buck with you. It's not like, we don't want to, and that's why we use allegedly, reportedly, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
But there are some things that we know for a fact, or some rumors that are very strong rumors that people have given us the gist, that people in there, we know, but we're not going to say it because we have to protect ourselves. Because we don't want to get sued for libel.
Or worse, get locked up with
It's not. They don't call it libel now. They call it cyberbullying.
Do you understand? So some of these things, and I guess that's where the context get lost. Do you understand? Like the topic you mentioned now, I get it, and that's where some context get lost. But to be honest, right, I don't see how, if you, Wumi, consider discussing how a governor has diverted funds from a state government, or how a previous governor somehow got the Supreme Court to delay the budget approval for a state because because he's the godfather of that state, and he and the person who puts into power are having a rift. If you consider that divisive, then I think you have a problem because there's nothing divisive there. Do you understand? Like, how is a governor who hasn't sorted out the social amenities in the state but has dedicated 10 billion towards a film village, and we critiquing that? How is that divisive? Do you understand? We are not the divisive guys here. We're not the ones that said Igbos should leave Lagos. We are not the ones that came in and said the ruling party sucks and this party is great. No, everybody gets it from us, including ourselves. So I don't see how we're divisive. You seem to sound like those people on Twitter who put the Nigerian flag and say they're pro-Nigeria, and everything that comes from the Nigerian government or from Nigerian society that is critiqued, you attribute to us that we are unpatriotic people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to consider you that kind of person. You understand? And I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know if you're on one side. Let me tell you something. We three guys on this pod, we're not on any side. That's what we try to tell you all the time. We're pro Peter Obi. No. We're pro the right thing. Do you understand? Because we are pro the right thing. If someone does something great, The way I was taught to do journalism is if someone does 10 bad things, report all 10. If someone does, that same person does 10 good things, report all 10. It just so happens that the people in power are just on a roll of doing some crazy, stupid stuff. It's not my fault.
They're just too bad. They're just too bad. We can't even see the good. We're just too bad.
Do you understand? You have ministers who are not even bothered about their job, and then they're more interested in posting about agriculture. How is that divisive? Like, how am I being divisive? Or not? It's there. You know, the crazy thing is that everything is there. It's in public. You can just see it and just take it and just put it on this pod. I'm not throwing up conspiracy theories there. Everything we report is literally in the open, reported.
In the
And that's
newspaper.
why it's in the news, it's in the dailies. So I just wanted to put that out there. My short answer is no. You just heard my long answer, but my short answer is no.
Yeah. And maybe again, because we are the firing line, we can see everything that's happening in Nigeria. And maybe we have access to more information. Bro, there's nothing good that's happening right now on a large scale. Nothing good. You know. So we can't come and come and deceive people and say, oh, Nigeria is on the right path, you know, the economy is taking a turn, inflation has decreased, and all that. All that government speak. We don't do that at all. Maybe Aso Rock can have a podcast, then they can do their own, which is fine.
Also, you mentioned, like the writer, when you mentioned us discussing like music, like, why don't we talk about if you really want me to talk about music, you'll be frustrated as well, because there's nothing great there. They're all paying for bots to stream their albums so that they can land at number one.
You don't need to talk
charts.
down. You don't need
Do
to
you
talk
understand?
already. You don't need to talk already.
Yeah,
So
they all do that. Like all your favorite artists, that's what they do. Part of the rollout now is there's a budget dedicated, $20,000, $30,000 dedicated to stream farming. All of them.
and
There's
that's
none
why
of
I
them
like
that
what
every single one of them, all your big artists that you've heard big songs for, they are all manipulating the system.
Yeah, and that's why I like what Spotify did recently.
Yeah.
They shoved everybody down, like, bro. I could see that the next Friday when people were doing 10K debut streams and all that, and you now begin to see the whole this. But at the end of the day, bro, it's not even. I think the bigger issue is Nigeria itself than actually the music. So rather focus on the major than minor on the major on the minor.
Yeah. There's that. It's either that or what do you want me to discuss? That they're all part of cults. They've all joined cults. They're all cultists, and then they're bullying other artists that are not cultists. Should I talk about
Osagie is truly Yoruba man. You know when a Yoruba person says, I don't want to call you stupid though, but you know
it goes ahead,
what you did, what you did is not good.
Do you understand? Do you want me to talk about that? Or do you want to talk about how there's still no infrastructure and we then be talking about some music? Or do you want me to talk about the quality of the music is not great? That all the albums, most of the albums that have dropped in the last 3 years don't have replay value because they're actually not good? Or how the funding of foreign labels has led to the destruction of the sound of Afrobeats now, that what we term as Afrobeats, because it moved everything together, put it under one umbrella, and people don't know how to make great music anymore because they are all just timing for how to receive their budgets. Or that all the A&Rs in the music industry are clearly not A&Rs, and they don't know how to do their job. I'll just be getting photos from people saying, Osagie, how far now? Why you talk, guys? Why you talk about my artists like this? And there's nothing exciting there. That's why I actually don't talk about Nigerian music anymore.
Nigerian films where we know, for a matter of fact, that Netflix ran away because they'll give some of your favorite movie producers, filmmakers, a huge, hefty budget. And they'll use 10% of that to shoot and 90% of that to buy a new house or buy a new car.
Hey.
Bro.
Or go and build a film village.
Village.
So there's nothing good. See, guys, we are totally deceiving ourselves if we do not look at where the problem is and discuss the problem. I'm not going to be sucked up in that shit of how media works in Nigeria, where everything is degrading, but then I would choose the glamorous things and try and deceive people. I am not providing anybody escapism. I'm sorry. The reason why we started this podcast in the first place was to just discuss how everything go.
Yeah.
Honestly, This Loose Talk was never a music podcast. We might have had more guests from the music space, but I don't remember Loose Talk being a music. As a matter of fact, I remember several episodes on this podcast where I accused my co-host of not even being in tune with music enough.
Yeah. So
You understand?
it is what it is, man. We just speak about Nigerian society, basically. And that's the foundation of everything. That is the foundation. And we as Nigerians, we don't like going to the foundation and correcting the foundation. See, once you correct the Nigerian foundation, the foundation of Nigerian society, politics, how we live, all these issues with music and movies, it will just, see, overnight, everything will just sort itself out. But because we keep papering the cracks and just building on faulty foundation, there's nothing you want to do. If you like build an 80,000 capacity stadium outside of Lagos, who will be there?
There's literally one in Akwa Ibom that people cannot
There's one in Akwa Ibom. There's one in Abuja that they don't even open again. The one in Lagos now has turned into a everybody just goes there to do whatever they want to do.
The most popular thing there is OJ's bar.
OJ's bar. You see people they out there doing skating and everything. So it's not the glamour you're looking for does not come from people doing all those kind of stupid things. It's basic foundation, and that goes back to governance. Governance is the all in all. If you can't get governance right, bro, there's nothing you're going to get right. And bro, like Osagie said, we don't put these stories out from our ass. It's literally there. Jamb is going through a scandal right now. Your Minister of Education has not said a word. The senator that's the chairman of education in this country has not called for a public hearing.
No, we should
over 72 hours after this thing came out.
Jamb. We should discuss Burna Boy's new snippets.
First of all, that song is the song that will end Nigerian music. Like that's the song that everybody will say we are not doing. Nigeria is not singing again. Let us go home. This is not a music podcast, I'm like, bro. How can the senator, the Senate chairman for education, the education committee, not have called for a public hearing of the person in charge of IT, the IT contractor that was for Jamb, and the head of Jamb that was crying like a baby? That Nigerians are not saying that they should not sack him because he's a good man. These are the issues. They want me to now be talking about somebody's dress on the red carpet. Fuck that person's dress and whichever senator she's sleeping with. What's the way to concern that one?
That was sexist. That was sexist.
Okay, and the coat that guy was wearing on the red carpet, and whichever senator he too is sleeping with.
Yeah, now it's balanced.
It's balanced now. Gender equation. We are very progressive on this podcast, as you can see. I beg. Please.
Oh my God. So yeah. Let's just get into it, man. Let's get into this Jamb Fiasco, man. Bro, this last week. No, this last week, because we discussed this the week before, but this last week, what, man, you know what this just showed me, right? And we'll get into like the whole thing. This just showed me how I was stupid to think
that was milk.
Like a Nigerian public institution is actually competent enough to carry out anything. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that with this fiasco, it just means that the last 10, 15 years have always just been a fiasco.
I think the last 30 years, we have to date it back as.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
most possible, yeah.
Look at every Nigerian public institution, like literally everyone, and tell me which one is running the way
on a world class standard. No.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally, if you come, your first point of contact in this country, if you are coming to if you want to stop in Lagos, is Murtala Mohammed International Airport. And we all know that it is renowned, notorious for being one of the worst airports in the world.
I would say that the one thing I know in this country consistently, every year, that the quality has remained the same or even gotten better on a world-class level is the experience.
Okay. And I thought you were trying to say now. I thought...
but
no, it is.
No, I was talking from a public institution, not private.
Yeah, public institution.
No, okay.
Private institutions do their thing.
Everybody's doing their thing, yeah. But public institution, governance, bro, I can't think of anything. No.
Even to collect vaccine, bro. You'll be surprised.
Public institution, I can't think of anyone that year on year has gotten better. I mean, there
funny
might
thing.
be some increases here and there, but like gotten better.
No. And you know the funny thing, this our present ruler has appointed young people in charge of most of these public institutions, and nothing is still happening.
To be fair, especially because of the peculiar challenges and the peculiar nature of it, I think our child rates, the rate of child vaccination is very good in Nigeria. That's just me just scratching the surface and just trying to like.
Thanks to Bill Gates. Thanks to Bill Gates.
I just wanted to say private institution. That's what I just wanted to say. That's not a public, it's private institution.
Yeah, it's still private.
It's heavily funded by private institution.
Yeah,
yes, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah,
and even at that, there's still a high level of theft in that whole process.
Course,
that's why you see like nets that has been
malaria
contributed.
Nets, yeah.
And malaria net has been sold, drugs has been siphoned, So yeah, man, it is what it is. Then, or rather, it is not what it is. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that at all. It's from the Nigerian perspective.
This previous week, I was chanced to be in a place where local government employees were having a chat, a discussion.
Yeah, you told us in the group.
No, see, corruption has left. Forget the top; it has entered the soul. It's like the first stage of cancer right now in Nigeria. So even if you hire, even if you hire like an Obama, say head of NIPOST, bro, he will die in 3 months. There's no how. He will die in 3 months.
Yeah, you will know.
You will die.
You will.
Because like I always say, Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. Not any.
So for context, you're saying that they were angry that their new boss is not allowing them to steal money, right?
Yes. So basically, yes, they're saying that one of the executives there was not giving them chances, giving them enough chance to siphon.
Worry.
And they're doing their APC primary recently. So one of them was now saying that Ali Mosho people, they will be happy because the new guy that is coming, that guy knows how to settle everybody. And I'm like, God have mercy. Not everybody's fighting for a better Nigeria. Let's just know that now.
Of course, now mediocre citizens will make mediocre leaders. Tomorrow, now one of them will become a governor, and you expect him to be,
and you expect him
more hard to be upright and deliver quality leadership. It's not going to be possible. Our problem plenty is deep.
So even if
there's no way out, shout out to PDD in jail.
So even if that's a mass segue, by the way, but
even if
the Jamb registrar is a righteous man, quote unquote, he's in the system already. But I don't believe all that crying, because there's a saying that the box stops with me.
Let's give some context to what's going on.
Okay, please context.
Let's give some context to what's going on. So the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, right, has admitted that there was a technical glitch and that compromised some results of this year's exam. Right, last episode, we talked about how a lot of students, like thousands of students, had complained about their results. Most of them stating that they are not sure the results that they received or was attributed to them or their accounts was theirs. And so it created a whole fiasco for about 10 days plus, maybe close to 2 weeks, right? A lot of back and forth. And then I think all that pressure, I mean, even before then, right, there was a story of a young 19-year-old girl, Faith Opesusi Timileyin, who was was aspiring to study microbiology at university, who poisoned herself and committed suicide, apparently. At least that was what was reported. And multiple outlets picked up the reports. And the pressure of that and a couple of other things led to Jamb, having a hearing where the registrar, Ishaq Oloyede, came out and admitted that there was a technical glitch, and that's what compromised some of this year's results. I think the number of people affected is more than 350,000. And again, what made the video of the clip go viral of him admitting this was he was very close to tears, or at least he started crying. Oh, he was crying. Okay. And so it's gone viral, and people are now questioning what is going on. what is happening. This is what they claim. This is why they claim there was a 75% failure rate. But again, it was mostly because it was followed by the complaints from candidates who did not believe that they were fairly scored. A lot to unpack here. I think my first question is, what would, and this is where Ayo mentioned something, right? That from that hearing, we would love to have an inquiry, a public inquiry, so that we can get the full details of what is going on. Because what is technical glitch?
So talking about like a public hearing, which is really very important, because it's also sad and very, very unfortunate that till this very moment, the most detailed explanation that we've gotten is from a private citizen. That's the Alex guy on Twitter. He was the one that broke it down to explain how Jamb made like 3 big changes to how to improve their exam systems. This is essentially what he explained, right? So one of the changes was like to better answer checking. So instead of you just clicking, because you know these exams are just like computer based right now. There is no longer written.
Yeah,
exactly. So in that system, they imputed something. They introduced something like called the better answer checking, where you have to any exam that any result, any answer that you check in that you submitted, you have to show how it was generated. Exactly. So it means that it's that they're making exams, they're making cheating harder, they're making cheating harder for them. Like you have to show how. Maybe like a logic or something. Like I've not gotten a detailed explanation of that, but that was in essence what he said in that thread that he made. I think the second one was shuffled questions and answers, where students, even in the same room, will have different flow of the different order of questioning and answer options, right? Then the third one was a system upgrade to improve like how to make the exam run faster and smoother, because the complaints from last year was that the computers were very, very slow. Sometimes you click submit and it keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and it doesn't take you to the next question, right? Do you get? So those were some of the issues they had. So they upgraded the system. But what went wrong, it was these things were all good in theory, but what went wrong was that the softwares were not properly installed in some areas, right? Which is basically the Lagos and the Southeast regions. Do you get? That was why the exams the exams were not properly assessed and processed. And this is how it affected, I think 157 centers, 92 in Southeast and 65 in Lagos. And that's essentially the summary of what the Alex guy tweeted, like the summary of the technical glitches, which is fine that we've gotten this explanation. But publicly, and as a public institution, Jamb has not come out to state this, right, in detail, to say this is what really happened and this is what has happened and this is who is involved, the company, the technical partners that we have that did this for us. These are their names, and like according to what Ayo mentioned, like, you know, just piggyback of Ayo, the Senate has not called for a session on this, for a public dress down on what really happened, so that we'll know how to prevent it in the future. That's essentially how Nigeria will kind of circumvent responsibilities and accountability, right? Someone has come to admit something, but nobody is taking accountability for it. Instead, we've just jumped into the next one, the next exam, rescheduled the next day, which the rescheduled exam has gotten also the same problem. And we continue to be in this loop forever and ever without us seeking like a credible and reliable solution way forward.
So apparently, the registrar made that statement on a Wednesday and announced that there would be a receipt 48 hours later.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. And this is why we say these guys are tone deaf. You announced that there will be a receipt in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Not taking into consideration where these students who have to take the receipts will be at the time.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Some might have traveled, some might have left that location area, some might also have important appointments on that day.
Osagie, guess what?
Yeah.
I heard that day was agri practical in WAEC or something. Can't remember. What is WAEC or GC?
Is
One of
why I
them.
can
There was-
practicals. Yes.
Yeah, there was agri practical that day.
So some people will miss the agri practical.
Yes. And even some centers, even some schools, like some schools we have the, how do I put it, we'll be hosting 2 examinations on that
Two
same day.
exams at the same time.
Yes. At the same time, it's that same day. So they're having agri practicals in the school. They're also having Jamb receipts in the school. It does not even make sense.
Shout out to Alex Onya, who's
Alex
the
Onya, yes, that's the guy who
CEO
has
of
been giving us the
Educare. When it
breakdown.
comes to like
Yeah.
education in Nigeria, he is more than just a spokesperson or influencer. He's very influential in that space. He has
Yes.
worked with people. He has engaged stakeholders. He has engaged students. He has platforms where he has the Educare platform that trains students ahead of these examinations and all of that. With the receipts, he put out a list of top issues that were raised by candidates in the receipt, the one they did just this Friday.
Yeah.
He said difficult questions. Many students mentioned that the questions were unusually hard. Time management issues, not enough time to complete all questions. Jamb system errors, concerns about technical glitches during the exam, system failures, reports of computer freezing, crashing, or lagging, unfair question allocation, perception that some students had easier or harder sets of questions, poor center coordination, complaints about disorder and delays at the CBT centers, unresponsive invigilators or supervisors, complained that that help wasn't readily available, power network interruptions, interruption of exams due to electricity or internet issues, no makeup or consideration for affected students, candidates who had issues felt left out or ignored. My issue is if you have technical glitches, right? So the technical glitches, but I'm trying to understand why they had to receipt for it. It is not because the past, like the students on the original exam, they did what they did and then the marking was wrong. It was there was a technical glitch from even trying to attempt the questions, right?
Yes.
Is that why they had to do the receipts? Because
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So even the explanation is not clear because my own technical glitch, I'm like, okay, we got the answers wrong or we marked it wrongly. That's what I assumed technical glitch was.
You see, that's why you need a public hearing on this.
Do you understand? Because I've still not seen a proper. That's what I assumed. Now, oh my God, I just remember this and it pissed me off. Jamb statements.
The great one. Greatest statement of the year.
Jamb statements.
Is this still up?
I think the problem was that even the response, like the responses, because there's no script per se. It's just like a computer-based examination where you upload your CBT, so you submit your answers and is now lodged in your name. But because it wasn't processed very well because of the upgrade that was not done, I think they messed up the whole flow. Maybe different names are attached to different results or something. And that's why they told them to go and receipt the examination, right? That's just how I'm rationalizing it. I'm thinking about it, because there's no clear script. Like it's not like paper-based where people submitted something and you can go and trace it. Everything is on a computer, is on a system.
Yeah, but it's simple, right? This is just structural query language. You put your name, attach it to a result, and it's logged into a system. It can't only if someone went into the database and started changing everything.
I'm not sure the system even. I think the problem here is the system didn't even capture the responses very well. Like for example, people were submitting and it wasn't logging in. Like it was like when you click something,
the page did not
exactly
load.
the page did not properly load. That's just one of the problems. So I don't think the responses or the candidates' answers or responses were properly lodged. Do you get? This is not my wheelhouse, but that's just how I'm thinking about it.
So Jamb statement to this was very short. They said, "Man proposes, God disposes." It has been established that the technical glitch affected 157 centers out of 887 centers in the 2025 UTME. This was basically responsible for the general low performance of the candidates scheduled to sit the examination in those centers. As such, all affected candidates will be contacted to reprint their examination slips towards retaking the examinations starting from the 16th. May 2025. This is an official statement that went out from Jamb's
Are you
Twitter
surprised?
account.
Like he copied.
They started it with man proposes, God
Yeah.
disposes.
In the person's
Well,
mind, he ate.
He
So.
ate. He ate. Yeah, he ate. Man.
Ah, he ate badly.
See, guys, you have to understand that we are an incompetent culture, and it will show in various ways. And this is just one of them. I don't know why people act surprised. We should not act surprised. This is the way of. This is our daily living. This is our way of life, and we embrace it. Another angle that people are not looking at is that. So we know the whole Igbo thing, right? And the whole Lagos thing, like, oh, okay, he affected those centers. How many states are there in the Southeast? 5 states, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Before we go into the states and all of that, right?
Okay,
Someone also did a detailed technical report on this whole thing, right?
Okay.
It was part of the Educare Tech team, submitted by engineer James Nanyalugo, rather. There was a root cause and scale of the problem, so the system patch was not applied to the Lagos cluster, right?
The Lagos
affecting,
and Southeast cluster.
Lagos and Southeast, affecting 157 centers across Lagos and Southeast. There was a system patch that was meant to apply, wasn't applied.
No shit.
So as a result,
that's essentially an upgrade, like with the new upgrade that they wanted.
Yeah. To take out the bug. Yeah.
So as a result, 379,997 candidates were impacted due to outdated server logic incompatible with the new scoring model.
Yes.
Over 14,000 authentic candidates records from the affected zones confirm systemic inconsistencies in scoring process. Now, key systemic changes introduced in 2025, like Steve mentioned, right? A shift from count-based to source-based result analysis, focusing on logic of answers rather than just volume of responses. Full-scale randomization of questions and answer options, enhancing exam integrity across sessions. Infrastructure optimization, which led to the highest individual UTME score in 15 years, a testament to technical progress despite the error. Operational oversight, critical software patch not deployed to the LAG servers, again, like we said, exposing candidates to a mismatch between their responses and the marking engine. Error remained unaffected until the 17th exam session, after which it was patched. Now, the response and remedial actions. Affected candidates will have to take the UTME, like we've said. There was a briefing and apology. I don't know. That's it, basically. That's it. It's just Nigeria is very hostile to young people. It's very hostile to women. It's very hostile to old people. And it's also very hostile to
working class.
People, no, disabled people.
Oh, yeah, disabled.
Working class. Once you are walking on your feet, you can then go into the pool of like
okay. I get
slugging it out.
Yeah.
Or slugging it out. But if you're a child, if you are disabled in any way, if you're a woman,
you're an old person,
if you're an elderly person, you're a problem in Nigeria.
Yeah, you're good as dead.
Somebody died, guys. Somebody died.
You know, I refuse to believe that story for like 3 or 4 days. I'm like, nah, it's just one of those. It's one of those viral stories that
somebody died. Yeah,
somebody actually died.
She killed herself. We talked about the pressure of Jamb last. We all felt that pressure.
Yeah.
Bro,
it was life and it was like there was nothing after it. Like
bro, you know how many past questions you had to, bro?
It was life and death. Because your teachers tell you it's life and death. Your parents tell you life and death. Your neighbors tell you it's life and death.
Society tells you it's life and death because you don't want to stay at home.
How the country is set up, with, that allows people to just get away with things. This has not even dominated. This didn't even dominate the conversation.
No.
Instead, what dominated the conversation was tribal instigation.
Yeah.
Where people came out to outrightly say, "Oh, you are trying to put down a Yoruba guy," where it was also a Yoruba guy that died.
People don't see when you believe in that ideology. You become stupid. You become stupid.
So
if it was an Igbo, and I'm saying this off the rip, right? If it was someone from the southeast that committed suicide over this, bro, you would have seen some of the most vile tweets ever.
Yep.
Yes,
First of all, people will even say that person does not exist.
Yes.
Yes, no.
But you see
So
how
they
they
don't know
didn't. There were no words for her. They just skipped over it.
They just keep
Yes.
it. Yeah.
That's the
It's
value of
insane.
life in Nigeria.
That's the value. Like, we are talking about this. Like, what has dominated the conversation are two things. One, praises and commendations from like public institutions.
Higher
And-
institutions.
I'm ready to
Higher
read some.
institutions that should know better.
Yeah, just
I'm ready to
not
read
just
some, guys.
not just institutions, and even like
Influential people.
important people, from Peter
Yeah.
Obi to Shane to Shehu, like everybody tweeted out and in support of the professor. Thanking him for being humble enough to admit the errors, blah blah blah. I'm like, do you understand the lives that has been
The gravity of what
that
this man
have
has
been
done.
impacted with this? Apart from the person who also died, which is like really, really very, very critical and serious, you've held up the lives of kids, of young people for at least a year.
Yes.
Do you know the impact of that?
The mental health of those
People
kids.
are not thinking about that. So you're thinking about protecting the integrity of a friend
of a crime man.
of a fellow tribe, someone from your tribe. It doesn't even make sense.
Can I read the
Please
Vice
read.
Chancellor of University of Ilorin's letter to the Registrar of Jamb?
Please read last zone too. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. The Registrar, Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, Buhari, Abuja. Dear Sir, JAMB 2025 UTME results. We hereby write to appreciate you on how the developments on the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination was handled by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board under your leadership. As a university, we want to put it on record the fact that the board approached the issues that arose on the results with truthfulness and nothing was hidden from the public. This approach demonstrated courage, honesty of purpose, integrity, strength of character, and on the whole, a call to the younger generation to emulate these positive values. The admission of the error committed by one of the service providers culminating in the result that affected more than 300,000 candidates could have been laid at the doorstep of the service provider, but you took full responsibility. This is an uncommon phenomenon in Nigeria. We pray that God will continue to lead you and grant you the grace to be more invaluable, or to be of more invaluable service to our country. Well done, sir, and we indeed are very proud of you as our distinguished alumnus and worthy ambassador. Please be assured of our esteemed regards. Yours sincerely, Professor Wahab Egbewole San, Vice Chancellor.
Small pause there.
To give you some context there, the current registrar, Oluyede, was once a vice chancellor at the University of Ilorin.
Yeah, they said it brought so many good changes to Uni Ilorin and revolutionized the uni.
I need to now find the gun sound.
Yeah,
on this podcast because this is where I will shoot Steve for this.
No, I'm not surprised though, because once Nigerians tell you that someone did a great work, it's expected. Like now, is like historically, it's expected that to find out that the person did mediocre work. Maybe something connected to like morality, religion, or something that does not even that's something that does not even translate to quality outputs.
Does not translate to. Yeah, it doesn't translate to quality. That's it.
It doesn't.
That's it. Yeah. It doesn't translate to quality. It is dancing in the circle of morality.
Morality, that's it.
Yeah.
Once
or religion.
Someone did a good job, exactly.
Guys, you know what? The professor that wrote this letter on behalf of Uni Ilorin, is it the vice chancellor or whatever?
Yes, the vice chancellor.
Please just watch that. That man will be involved in 2027 election for INEC. That's what I'm saying.
They're all involved. See, that's the. You need to understand why everybody is backing up everybody like this. They are all involved.
Yeah.
They are all involved in politics. Do you understand? They are all. I'm looking for the other one. There's another one they wrote to.
Lasso. There's Lasso.
There's a Lasso one.
Yeah.
Lasso was the first now.
Lasso was the first.
That was very on brand for Lasso. So if you went to Lasso, I'm very sorry.
Let me read the last one. I'll find it now. I'm going to find it now. Oh, fantastic. Yes, I have seen it. LASU applauds Jamb registrar for exemplary accountability. In a statement issued on Thursday by the university's deputy registrar and coordinator for the Center for Information and Public Relations, Mrs. Oluwayemisi Thomas Onoshile, LASU urged Nigerians to support the Jamb registrar, especially in the light of recent challenges. Commenting on the conduct of the 2025 UTME, she said, the events surrounding the conduct and outcome of the 2025 UTME have rightly sparked public concern among well-meaning Nigerians. However, the candid admission of technical failures that affected the examination and Oloede's decision to take full responsibility for the setback are precisely why LASU expresses its unwavering support for the Jamb registrar. Guys, why? Even if you want to put out statements like this and say, oh, we want to back Jamb, why are they focusing on the registrar and not focusing on the institution to say, oh, we see what is going on with Jamb. Yeah, they took accountability. Why are they why are they singling out the man like that? Why?
You know why? Beast of no nation. They're all together.
It's Nigeria. So
these people
is Nigeria
have been
institution?
Instructed.
Yeah.
Not advised, not pleaded to. They've been instructed to put out statements immediately. That's what it looks like from my own point of view.
It's also the typical Nigerian thing. Like the institution does not matter. What matters is the personalities and the individuals. And that's why the state of things are like in Nigeria. Because the institution should matter more than any other thing. Do you get? And it's just sad to see that instead of you coming out to release statements, on maybe the credibility of Jamb, which is really understandable because this is like an institution that conducts the exams like for people to go to universities, right? So if you come out to defend the credibility of an institution, it's not even understandable. But tying your whole support and statements around an individual, somebody who was just meant to be there temporarily, who is meant to be there temporarily just to oversee things, and not even the institution itself, shows you the states of the country, like why we go through the things that we go through in Nigeria, right? Because now everybody's now focused on this without really asking the critical questions. What kind of changes do we need to make in this institution as
structural changes,
Jamb itself, right? In terms of the people leading it, the technical abilities of the people. How do they even choose technical vendors to partner with for stuff like this? What is the process, of choosing a vendor? Is it, oh, I know my son is doing one computer, my son knows computer. That's how older Nigerians say it, right? Let's just give him the contract. Like, what's the contract process? What was the process of awarding contract to the technical partners? And how are we sure? Maybe that's why we don't even know the name of the technical partners to know. Because they're nobody credible. They've not done anything.
No,
they don't even have a record.
That is the kind of worms you want to open. Once we know who are the technical partners, what's the name of the company, who owns the company.
How did they even get the contract? What was the process of awarding the contract?
Oh, bro, you just want to. I now get it. That's why everybody this man, don't hate this man. This man has done so well.
That's all.
Bro, there's something behind this thing. Yeah, the cocoa.
We should know who your technical partners are if we go to your website.
100%, and get a document or maybe somewhere on their website so we can track the repertoire, like the CV, what they've done. You'll be surprised. The register is coming last year.
Oh, bro, in the dead of night.
We should know who this company. We should know the company. They should. Wait, I'm going to the Jamb website.
It shouldn't be something that we should be asking for.
It should be
information. Should just be clear.
I'm going to the Jamb website. Let's see. It's technical partners. Let's see. Okay, you have home, quick links, nothing there about. Okay, Jamb Act, the board, the registrar, management team, department, office, located. Third-party services, brilliant.
They have it. Okay.
Oh, guess what? We are performing some maintenance at the moment. If you need to, you can always contact us. Otherwise, we'll be back online shortly. The team. It's interesting that the page of third-party services
that's hosting the third-party services is not available at the moment. The technical
partners that everybody is blaming now. the page on the Jamb website is under maintenance. But excuse me, let me also check some things. Other pages are not under maintenance. Just that page is under maintenance.
You don't maintain the whole car. You do maintenance on one side of the car.
Clap for Nigeria.
A round of applause.
A round of applause for my country.
You know the beautiful thing about this? This is not fabricated news. This is what we are seeing.
No, this
online.
is fact. So
this is not any allegedly now. This is what we are seeing.
We just went to the website to look at the third-party services, and the page is under maintenance.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
What's that Drewski mean where he raises his both hands off?
All of a sudden, it's under maintenance.
Interesting.
Very, very convenient. You know, you'll be surprised when you know the technical partners. If they awarded the contract this year, you just notice that the company was registered like a week before the contract was awarded.
Yes, bro.
With no record of any past achievements, who they've worked with,
bro,
if they've carried out something at this scale before. Have they even conducted a computer-based examination for a school, for a single school before, let alone the whole country?
I will not be surprised if that company does not have a physical office in any way in this country.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
but you know what? This does not matter because you're trying to bring down a Yoruba man who's the head of overseeing Jamb.
Look at the way he was crying. He's a father, he's a grandfather. Come on,
exactly. You know, that's what matters most. The person who died, a 19-year-old girl who committed suicide. That's the life of that girl does not matter. The grief the family is going through right now does not matter.
Can you imagine something like this?
The over 3,000. How many people were affected? Their lives, the people whose life has been altered, their journey has been altered because of the uncertainties in their education. Those things does not matter. But what matters most is let's come out and defend our friend.
Our crying man.
Our crying man, you know. That's just what matters most in Nigeria. So if these things are priority in Nigeria, right? If this is what matters most in the Nigerian context, why then do we go on to express frustration? I'm talking about in larger context in Nigerians.
Yeah.
Why do Nigerians come out and complain about how things are in Nigeria when we don't?
Yes.
The most important things to us are just like the most useless things, right? Like things that don't matter, things that don't even affect
the grand scale.
Exactly, in the grand scale. So I think we should just complain less as Nigerians.
Because if you're not complaining about Jamb, you have no right to complain about the president.
At all, you don't have
it's
any
the same
right.
thing. You can't nitpick. You can't nitpick this thing.
If you can't hold him accountable for someone overseeing such an important institution and an institution that has seen this massive failure at this scale, if you can't hold him accountable, how then can you now call on the president and hold him accountable for the state of the country?
Steve, the president is too far. Now to the point I wanted to raise earlier. Lagos State has 3 senators. Let's forget reps. There are at least 5.
Have we moved on from Jamb?
No, we are still in Jamb. Okay. There are still at least 5 Igbo states, southeastern states, and each state has 3 senators. I can bet you, I've not searched. None of these senators has made a statement concerning this, affecting their constituents.
What's the business?
Because they don't care. And guess what?
The
people that voted for them or rig the election for them too do not care.
What is it?
But you go to church, on Sunday,
yeah,
and you now expect God to now make Nigeria great because your prayer point is strong. God punish your prayer.
Amen. I love what somebody said. He said, we have Igbo heroes like Alex Onya. This guy is the CEO of Educare, who has been pushing, connecting with students, training students, and holding Jamb accountable. It was part of what he did that, mounted that pressure.
That mounted the pressure for Jamb to admit, yes. Yeah. Parents were sending him comments, feedback about the exam.
Results.
Yeah, about the results.
Eyewitness report, everything.
He has been on this before, way before it became a trending issue.
So someone on Twitter said, we have Igbo heroes like Alex Onya. Then we have those ones that only throw money around and don't do anything for their people. I don't need to mention names, but you know them everywhere on Instagram.
This takes me
you know what we will call them here now? Low quality billionaires. Low quality billionaires that will rather buy.
But to be fair to them, they have their own.
I'm not fair to anybody. Get the fuck out of here.
If they're not dealing with fundamentals, fuck them.
No.
Do you understand? That will get helipads for their houses in the southeast, but the roads leading to their houses are still untarred and bad.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to say? Oh, I'm not responsible for doing the road. Oh, it's the government, not me. Abi? That's what you say. That will buy
but with their
speakers, Bang
influence,
and Olufsen speakers, worth $250,000 and put in their house. But when students from the region that they claim to be marginalized
Yes.
from, right? When they face things like this, they can't
they
voice
can't
out their
raise their voice
opinions. They
because it
can't
doesn't. No, you can't. So that's my frustration with the Nigerian
low
elite.
quality billionaires.
That's my frustration with the Nigerian elite. They are not a pressure group. They actually aid this rubbish because of what they can gain from it. They actually benefit from Nigeria being dysfunctional. But to be a pressure group, like what we saw last year, it's fine if you're celebrating your culture, but if the road to the place where you're doing Ojude is muddy, it doesn't make sense when you know that you can call the governor and say, Dakpo Kilon Shele now. What do you mean? But you don't, because you two are enjoying part of the dysfunction. And that's the celebration of Nigeria. This whole thing of celebrating Nigerian culture when the fundamentals are not in place or where the priorities are not in place shows that we think upside down in this country.
Yeah.
We think upside down in this country.
Well, guys, as this whole conversation on Jamb was going on, archiving was having a field day.
And that archiving bots
on Twitter.
Was
having a field day on Twitter because all you needed to do was just go to archiving and do what? Just in the space bar, just type Jamb.
Simple as that.
And then you just see all the atrocities
in black and white
related to this.
I want to say something, please. I hope that
board. Yes,
as 2027 election is coming, the server for archiving's website is not in Nigeria. I'm just, please, if it's in Nigeria, now start migrating now. Because some of the things those people will bring out, it's just, okay, it's in black and white for everybody to see.
Let me read. The first headline I saw was, this is 1997. This PM News, Monday, September 15, 1997. This newspaper sold for 10 naira, by the way. It says, Jamb annuls 95,000 results. Lagos candidates most affected. That's just the headline, right? There's also another story on The Economists. It's called the Nigerian Economist, The Future of Jamb. A summary of that says, the challenges facing Nigeria's higher education system, particularly the role of Jamb, is managing university admissions. With only 15 to 18% of applicants gaining admission, the need for a reevaluation of Jamb's functions is emphasized, especially as the number of higher education institutions continue to grow. The Longer Commission was established to address funding issues in higher education, revealing that underfunding has been a significant problem since the federal government took ownership of universities in 1975. The commission recommended a 2% levy on company profits to support education funding. The government's response included the Education Tax Decree of 1993, which allocates funds to various education levels. Public relations to this policy highlight the necessity for private sector involvement in education funding, as they may benefit from the workforce produced by these institutions. Do you understand? And then if you go to archiving, just type in Jamb. I can't even per page gives you, let me see how many. I think gives you 20 pages. 20 newspaper pages per page. We have all up to, we have 63 pages here. So just do the maths. 63 by 20. You can do the maths. That's over 1,200 pages just discussing Jamb. I can give you some stories here. I'm seeing Jamb dragged to court over breach of contract. Miss Glory Egbe is Jamb's highest scorer. Okay, that's a positive one. Nigerian education and the jamming role of Jamb. Soccer for Jamb candidates. Jamb 2001 in perspective. Jamb's leaking roof. The tortuous road to Jamb. The post-UME dilemma. Why Unilag wants to ignore Jamb. I'm sorry. I actually thought. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize for thinking that this was just a problem of now. Which I had mentioned earlier that this is not a problem now, but I got sucked into it again. I'm sorry.
You don't take no be today.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the registrar of Jamb itself is the registrar. Let's look at his education qualification. Very, very detailed and everything, right?
Very
Let me just
stats.
read it out to you guys. Yes, professor. He's a professor.
What Osagie said is very detailed. You know, he's not detailed at all.
No, it is very detailed. I want to read it to
Okay.
you. Everything is here. Statisticians did a whole breakdown. His education from 1969 to 1973. His high school, I believe, was the Progressive Institute, Agege, Lagos, right? He's from 1973 to 1976. He attended the Arabic Training Center, Agege, Lagos. In 1977, he attended the University of Ibadan. And in 1981, he attended the University of Elon, right? His qualification now, he has a certificate from 1977. He has a certificate for Arabic and Islamic Studies. In 1981, he got a BA, Arabic Language and Literature. In 85, he got an MA, a Master's in Islamic Studies. And in 1991, he got a PhD in Islamic Jurisprudence.
Man, let's
Make your conclusions from that, guys.
Let's shut Nigeria down. We should shut Nigeria down.
I said it. We need to put
let's shut
Nigeria
this
in rice.
Let's
No,
shut
no,
the
no, no.
country down.
Rice, you're spending too much money because the contract for rice is-
Sorry, what's the first degree again? Sorry.
His first degree, Arabic Language and Literature.
that should be
Before
the
that, he
for-
had a certificate in Arabic and Islamic Studies.
Second degree.
Those are the things. Those are
The
the
second
things
degree
we
is
look
his
out for.
MA is in Islamic Studies. And then
Because
his
the other-
PhD is in Islamic Jurisprudence.
Because the first one he read was not enough, so you have to go deeper into the same course.
Do you understand? This is the registrar of
He
an
did
exam that
education.
is meant to be a secular exam.
What's the name of that religious studies that we did in secondary school? Was it CR Christian religious
CRK,
studies?
CRK,
or CRS,
Christian religious
anyone.
knowledge. So you just imagine someone doing Christian religious knowledge in first degree, second degree, and third degree.
Yes.
And we said what? First of all, we have to give him the oversight of a university that's very, very important, of a huge
Yes.
institution like University of Ilorin,
Yes.
right? After he does that, then we say, you know what, that's not enough. Come and oversee Jamb as an institution.
Because he read the
Yes.
Quran.
Yes.
Do you get, like, does this make sense?
And for all those who want to start red herring and clipping this thing to say, oh, he's against this, you don't listen to the podcast because the energy I give the most. In fact, the beginning of this podcast, I was already
My
giving
brother,
energy to.
I don't even want you to explain. Anybody that
What
wants
did they
to say, let them say.
explain?
It's
Let them
fine.
say they are business.
They should continue. They should, like, bro. At the end of the day, people will do whatever they want to do. You think you agenda no get mama now? That's the
You know, get
popular
papa.
saying.
Yes,
You
man.
know, get
Now, fine.
papa. Yeah, so just allow them whatever they want to see. Let them see. But someone who did Islamic studies can, for as first as the 3 degrees that he has, cannot be the chairman. What's the designation? Is it chairman or whatever? What's
Registrar is the registrar
Registrar of Jamb.
the
Jamb.
board,
No, it cannot
the
be.
matriculation board.
It cannot be. It does not. It's impossible. It's
You
impossible.
don't
It
have
cannot
the.
be.
Do you understand? I want to know.
It doesn't even have the
okay,
oversight. It
people
doesn't
can
even have the
say-
capabilities. It doesn't even
People
have
can
the-
say, you know what, to say on the other side of the argument, you can say, okay, his work experience. Because to
Yes.
be honest, in 82, he was an assistant lecturer. In 95,
Yes.
he was a professor.
So he has
From
had yes.
2002 to 2004, he was the chairman committee of directors and academic planning in Nigerian universities. From 04
Yes.
to 2011, he was the president Association of African Universities. In 05, he
you.
was the co-secretary National Political Reform Conference. In 06, he
you.
was the consultant educational reforms in Nigeria. In 07,
makes
he was the national coordinator and executive secretary for the National Interreligious Council. In 07 to 05, he was vice chancellor of Unilorin. That is when he turned that university into a totalitarian society. I won't go into details. Anybody that went to
turned it to
Unilorin during
Harvard.
this period,
He turned it into Harvard.
anybody that went to Unilorin this period can write in. Make it not be like saying me, I get agenda.
He
I
said he
think
did
because
my
but
ass.
the feedback I've been seeing on Twitter was like he revolutionized the school, changed the school for good.
See,
Blah, blah, blah. That's
And it's
the
not the
only
same
thing.
Twitter that they say someone built Lagos.
It's
yes,
true,
now.
it's true,
So
it's
somebody
true.
can be the city. What is a university?
That did not it's not on the
What's
same
the
Twitter
union?
that before 99 Lagos did not exist.
No, Lagos didn't exist. Lagos was a swamp before 1999.
So in terms of like work experience, right? You can make the argument that yes, education, like from education experience, no, but like work experience, yes, you can make the argument to say, okay, he can be the registrar because he has the experience. It's clear from his work experience. I'm just saying, I don't know if you now made a technical glitch, coming to cry and tell us XYZ. Maybe me, I have my own agenda. I don't know.
My agenda is just better governance and better systems. That's all.
He was
He's
born
gonna
in
deliver it.
1954. He's 70 years old.
You don't try.
He shouldn't be the registrar of Jamb. He doesn't have the technical capabilities. He doesn't have the, especially, and I don't think he even has the, how do I put it?
I don't think he has the leadership qualities. Sir.
Apart from the leadership quality, even the technicalities of even leading academic institution, I don't think he has it. I don't
In
care about the
2025,
I
don't think he's
2025, in the context
Yeah.
of where we want to be, I don't think he has it.
No, you guys are
I
wrong.
don't
You
think
guys
so.
are very wrong because they said that he remits money to the federal government.
Oh,
that before him,
okay.
that being
Before
should
him,
remit.
nobody
Bro,
was
which is
remitting.
also another crazy thing. I
Which is
started
not-
seeing, I started
How
seeing
much was
less
making.
of pass rate, and I started seeing how much money they generated. What's my big?
You know, every
How
government
can
institution
that
now.
be? Yeah.
You know, every government institution now is the money generation. Even NIN now, they too are not there and
IGR
now see
now.
how much they make. Is that everybody
IGR.
looking for money now? So what do you expect?
Man, I don't know, man. So many individual stories. A candidate told BBC that 10 out of the 165 questions didn't appear on the screen. Man, well, we've
And
already
guess what?
established.
And guess what? Guess what? Your number one citizen is in the Vatican City.
Yeah.
To go and for the
I mean,
inauguration of the
I
new
don't
Pope.
expect. I don't. This is not even the president's business, right? You
Yeah,
have
but at least
you have commissioners of each state,
Yes, that's
right?
true.
You have a minister. You
You have
have
senators,
you have. Do you understand? Like, there's so many people that can be adding to this conversation right now.
but everybody
Bro.
has kept quiet.
And also, I have a take on this whole targeted thing to the east, like they're targeting the Igbos.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was tribally like targeted because that will require, how do I put it? That will require a level of thoughts,
And
a
competence.
level of intention, and a level of coordination that I'm not prepared to credit anyone with.
No,
Yeah.
but it's very easy. Don't put the system patch in these regions.
That one goes.
You understand? And I'm not saying that was their intention, right? I think,
I know.
like, I don't know. This can be a whole coincidence that the Southeast, and I've seen people, make the allegations
I will
and all of
believe
that.
to call it, to say that it was tribally targeted, I will say that, okay, they were competent with their tribalism. Frankly, I'm not willing to go that far. to be very
Actually, I'm
honest.
To
not.
give anybody credit.
I'm not
yeah.
to be I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not.
It's too.
I'm
It's
not.
too. It's too.
Like, I'm not.
It's too James
Let me
Bond
tell
villain.
you. Let me tell you. It's a Nigerian thing to say let's target the east, and they will target South join. Like if that was truly the intention.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like that's how
I agree.
incompetent we are. That's how incompetent we are.
Oh, okay, it's very simple.
even if-
We
very
don't.
simple.
We don't. We don't
Incompetent
deploy
level.
the system patch in these
Yes.
regions.
In
Nah.
these regions. Yeah.
If targeting for them is more like destroying things.
Yes, exactly. It's more on
Yes.
destruction. It's not just on this. It can't be on this. It can't be this tactical.
Their
No
way
greed
of
at all.
targeting is not. This is too. It's
too
too.
tactical.
It
Yeah.
requires
Too much.
It requires a
lot of
lot.
mental
a
block.
level
I
of
think so.
deviousness,
Yeah,
right?
I don't think so.
Which I don't think
Very.
these guys do. Oh, let's do some systemic targeting here, and just think that okay, if we fail their next set of candidates, it means that
Yes.
the ripple effect of that will be
Education,
over time
people
period
that
of
are not
time.
educated,
Other
yeah.
people from other regions can then get the jobs. No.
Yeah.
And we're doing
So
all this mess. We're doing all this mess. Don't forget that all this mess, we're doing all this mess to go into public institutions that are still teaching basic and Fortran in computer studies. Do you understand? We're still doing all this mess to go and learn outdated syllabus. Do you understand what is that?
You know that
that's
we
even a
didn't-
bigger problem.
We didn't fully even harness the ICT. Like we didn't fully we're not fully integrated in the ICT revolution. Like in terms of computer. Now we're going
Which
into
revolution?
Steve
going
said
into
fully
AI.
integrated. Steve said fully
AI.
integrated.
We're going into AI. Where
Abi,
are
we're
we?
not integrated
Where are
at
we
all.
with AI? We like
Where are we with
Nigerians
AI?
to-
What?
Yeah.
Hey,
there's an
bro,
AI film.
hey.
There's an
It's
AI
code
film
to
that came out
code.
recently now. There's an
Code to
AI film that
code.
came out. There's an AI film that
See,
came out
let me
last
tell
year
you,
now.
when it
know
comes
what
to AI, we have Jarvis, the girl who's dating Pella. We have Jarvis. All right. We have code to code.
That's true. And you know the Javis used to have this character now. That's this character, what's this? Like how something like an AI, a automated
Robot.
not a
Yeah.
robot, sorry. You have to have
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
That's an element of AI now. You are right. You are right.
Yeah, so
I
we
was
have
like,
Jarvis, we have code to
Jarvis
code.
and code to code.
We
yeah.
have we have our honorable minister who from time to time talks about something AI when he's not talking about agriculture.
About farm. Yes, about his personal farm. True.
So
that's
bro,
true.
that's a holy trifecta there.
Yeah, it is the AI revolution is coming.
It will begin. It will begin. All right. So, like we told you guys earlier, they rescheduled the receipt of the exams, or they rescheduled the exams rather, on May 16, on Friday. There is now an unconfirmed report that 15 kids traveling from Onitsha to their examination centers for the 6:30 rescheduled exams are allegedly missing and all unreachable. We cannot confirm this, but it's a developing story. I saw messages, screenshotted messages of somebody explaining that 15 of them are not reachable. They left from Onitsha. Their families have been wailing since then. That's it. That's basically it. 15 students. So we don't know what is going on. There's a picture of the bus as well. We don't know what's happening. We need to confirm that. And this is what's painful about how we are living in Nigeria now. There's no media confirmation of this. There might not be any media confirmation of this. Do you understand what I'm saying? There might not be, like, this story can just keep floating like this, and we don't know if it's true or not. We don't know, like, because nobody sends anybody to go and speak to these parents. Nobody's on ground. Nobody's on ground in Onitsha speaking to the parents. Like, and this is why local reporting is super important. In Yankee, you have one WXYZ's company already interviewing the parents. Everything is in the news. That's another problem.
I saw in the NUJ. I'm in this NUJ Delta State Nigeria Union of Journalists WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Where someone was talking about this exam. I think was it in Okigwe? I'll have to go and check that the exam didn't start until 6 p.m.
When no be
what?
election.
Yes, 6 p.m. on Friday. 6 p.m.
What?
Yes. So imagine the inconvenience of being hungry, waiting all day. Tell me how you are going to be fully optimized to write an exam and pass.
They were waiting there for 12 hours.
Yes. Tell me, like, how are you going to be optimized to pass? Like, how intelligent do you think someone can be to, like, amidst this whole midst of this chaotic, like, process, still sit down and properly think about what they've read. Sit down and properly just give responses to the questions that will give them 300 or 250 or whatever marks or score is required to gain entrance into a university. It's actually pathetic what people are going through.
5 years ago, 5 years ago, a friend of mine told me her sister just got admission to Osagie University to study public relations or international relations, one of those courses, right? And I advised her 5 years ago. I looked into her face, her eyes, and told her, "Don't let your sister go there. Pick a course." And I told her, I think product designing or something, that was in demand at the time and still in demand. I said, let her study this. Let her get all the certifications. I can get somewhere where she would intern. And she was like, no, I think she should study it. She's gone there. She's graduated. She's in the job market with no skills, 0 skills. So, of course, she was telling me now, she's graduated, she's looking for a job. Okay, what skill set does she have? What, 0. 0 skill set. And I told her that's 5 years or 4 years. That was 4 years ago. Like, that's 4 years gone. Nothing. Like, nothing. I don't know.
What did she study again?
I think international relations, one of those funny courses.
Funny courses, yeah.
There's no pipeline from there to.
I think. Also,
and this is not for everybody, right? It's not one size fits all. I'm not going to advocate for people to not
go to school.
Yeah.
So I think.
But in 2025, Steve, let's keep it a buck.
It depends on what
If you are not going into medicine,
depending on what your ambitions, like what your ambitions are. Like if you are
not studying engineering, right? There are some hardcore courses. If you're not studying those things, if you're studying computer science in a Nigerian public university, you are wasting your time.
But no. I don't think to be very honest, I don't think it's a waste of time because there's also very like numerous opportunities attached to like having certificates like that from Nigeria. For example, now someone who wants to Jakba and maybe wants to go through schooling, you have to present a certificate that you have your BSc, blah blah blah, stuff like that.
So why don't you just go and do a BSc outside the country?
It means they can't afford it.
But how they are funding the masters with the certificate they have? What are you going to study?
Sometimes you've worked to you save little money, then you're going abroad to school and also work, stuff like that. Like that's just
Steve.
No.
Steve, let me explain something.
Yeah.
You spend 1 year acquiring a skill set that is in demand. You intern in the company, you spend 2 years doing that. And then you take the money you've made to go and get your BSc out of the country. It's still the same timeline. I just made more money on time.
Yeah, you just made more money on time. Actually,
they're not teaching Python in public universities, Steve.
They're not doing that.
Teaching, bro. They were teaching. No. I'm going to go to University of Elon and see if I can get their syllabus for computer science now. No, you guys keep talking. Maybe we should play music. Let's play music.
Okay, let's listen to music.
Let's go on a short break. What do you guys want to play? I'm in the mood today. Ayo.
Wage war. Odumodu.
With all these hardcore things that we just
want to wage war in Nigeria.
No, so I'm not waging anyone. I'm a man of peace.
I asked Ayo actually.
We're waging war on mediocrity.
Ayo, give me something mellow. Give me something nice.
Give me something mellow, something nice. Give me something old school now.
Wage war is very, very mellow. It's not mellow.
Steve.
Wage war is mellow. Well, coming from Odumodu Black, this song can be a love song.
Exactly.
We're going to sit down.
We go enter bed, we go wage war. No, I have something for you. I have something war. Do you wanna give me something?
No, just play any war. Like just see one.
I have war. I have a song called War. Okay, I have a song called War. Can I play it?
Yeah, play it. Let me hear.
All right. This is Odusi the Engine and Nonso Amadi War.
You are now listening to Loose Talk.
When you say I don't need ya, damn that sounds familiar. Counting the times I let you go, then I feel like I need ya. Nuggets unfamiliar. Maybe you can text me later. No more wasting time. Let me talk, I wanna say my thing. Don't give you up, don't give away my thing. Though we fight until the daylight. Why you do it, girl, it ain't right. Knowing me, I wanna hold that thing. Feel like I just wanna know that thing. Though we fight until the daylight. Know you do it, but it ain't right. And we see Saturday night, I don't mind. Or we see some of the time, I don't mind. Make a shit part of your life, I don't mind. Love the way you turn me on, that's how I go. And we see Saturday night, I don't mind. Or we see some of the time, I don't mind. Make a shit part of your life, I don't mind. Love the way you turn me on, that's how I go. Maybe you can text me later. No more wasting time. Maybe you can text me later. No more wasting time.
Waiting for you, girl. I've been patient for so long. I've been searching for sensations in the places that I shouldn't. I be things here to find for me. You think so you get body, but it's alright. We can make it up one last time. So you could just call my line, and take your clothes off like it's summertime. Call my line, and pick that thing up, make it come alive. Call my line, and take your clothes off like it's summertime. We could get wild tonight, girl, but let's not go to war.
right, I couldn't find anything yet, so I'm still researching. Anyways, I put my research assistant on it right now. But yeah, but again, man, I don't know if these departments are equipped enough or are equipped enough to graduate students to go into
and prepare them for the job market.
For the modern, for today's demand.
I agree that education in Nigeria is outdated. I agree that it doesn't equip like people, like young people, for like employment for the for the current job market of 2025. The system is very flawed, right?
Yeah.
But dismissing education is like saying don't use a road because it has potholes. Do you get what I'm saying? You still have to get somewhere. And I believe that education, like we didn't go to school mainly just because of the certificate. Like that's not the essence of education.
See, my brother, that thing we
It's
said
not
that thing.
Osagie.
No. Steve, can I ask you? We said that thing as part of coping mechanism. It is fundamentally wrong to go to an institution and the primary purpose of going there, you don't get it. And then we try and convince ourselves saying,
what's the primary purpose of going there?
Academia.
Yeah. What's the primary purpose of academia? It's not just to prepare you for the job market.
It's to be knowledgeable enough to go into a role to deliver in that certain role.
Yes,
but the schools provide us with the required level of academia or substance of academia that at the moment we graduated, we were able to deliver in what we learned. Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
For me, yes. For me, yes. So for me,
yes. No, I'm talking about in general context. But also, you're not going to underplay
the role of what? You stayed single, you were able to smack bitches and do some other crazy things.
And the qualitative reasoning.
There was nothing, all that did not come from the school. All that did not come from the school. All that came from living alone as a human being and figuring life out. Yes
no. It came from the process. There's a
process?
Type of
explain it to me.
There is.
Explain the process to me.
The process is that you are instilled with the process and discipline that is required to succeed in larger markets, in the larger job markets. Bro, going to school, sitting down for lectures, reading for exams, writing those exams, these are part of processes that instill a certain type of skill in you that is more than paper.
Ayo, this young man just described secondary school to me.
No, it's not just secondary school.
Everything you described.
No, it's not.
And I understand it too because I said it too. But what I'm trying to tell you is what a whole damn freaking coping mechanism to do what? To paper over the cracks. The cracks being that we didn't learn Jack Robinson from school. And that's why I say, school, made us mature. Blah, 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 blah. Of course it will. Of course, that is there. But don't play. That's not the main thing. That's the byproduct of going to a university and staying on your own and figuring life out on your own. Time management, all that stuff. Yes, it will happen. You are going to be an adult. Why is that a plus?
It is. It contributes, though.
Let's give it a buck, guys.
See,
let me read. Can I read? Yes, go ahead, Ayo.
Nigeria's education is backward and backdated. That is all. And if you have any other way to fast track or bypass it and get your end goal, it's fine. It's fine. So if it's easier for you to get, if you can get a 1 year, like what Osagie said, you get a course, do a course for 1 year, get the necessary certification, intern somewhere, stack your money up, and go abroad and go and learn. It's better.
So acquire skill sets that you can learn for a year that gets you readily available to work and earn money. And when you do acquire wealth earn money, you can then go and get your BSc wherever the hell you want to get your BSc.
The thing is, I'm very passionate about this because Osagie, I just figured it out. Osagie is speaking from a position of someone who grew up in Lagos and who had access to a lot of information when he was growing up. We that grew up in rural Nigeria, we didn't have we don't have this access. What gave us access was education, that we going to university.
University right? Gave you a lot of exposure.
Interacting with other people who came from the reason why, social pop culture, youth culture made me fall in love with Lagos. What I used to watch on TV, right? But if I didn't go to uni and develop the way I developed, I won't have the I wouldn't have landed in Lagos to make the decision to say, let me go to Lagos on my own, right? And figure this thing out, and from there learn what I later learned to give me a way in life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Without uni, I won't have been able to make that decision. I won't be able to have the access to the information that will give me that information. Remember, I also used NYC to come to Lagos.
And so
I didn't just wake up on my own and entered bus and came to Lagos.
And so
yes,
what I'm going to attribute that is to a failed government that has failed to provide systems and communities and platforms for you to be exposed enough, right? Because all that thing that you got from uni, you are not necessarily getting it from uni. I understand the concept of small town. It happens everywhere.
You are interacting with people from different walks of lives.
Yes.
You are meeting other people, getting exposed to different ideas, different worldviews, different national views, which informs also your decision making.
I agree. In the context, in the context, I agree.
You know what I just
I agree with you, Steve.
It's hard to tell a 17-year-old boy right now in Abo to go and do a Coursera course, and he will become a product designer to design products in where in Abo. You understand what I'm trying to say? The framework does not exist.
This guy.
If he grew up in Lagos, fine. He'll be able to navigate that. And
you know what I just learned, Steve? You know what?
I get it, Steve. I get you.
Steve,
when you look at it from outside the context of
outside Lagos,
big city, big cities.
You know that just
one advantage chance. Yes,
Steve, you know what I just learned? That Delta is a rural place. Thank you very much.
No. That's why I said that. No. Also, it's rural now. Rural does not mean poor. It's rural in.
I know. I get. I understand you. I'm not trying to put your legs.
Yeah. Assets. Yeah. It is. Although now I don't know how it is now with internet, though. Because I figure it's different. But I didn't grow up in this era of internet. Like I wasn't 17, 18 with like huge access to internet. We used to go to the cyber cafe and pay 100 naira for like 2 hours or so. And before I remember
that was cheap. We were doing
200 naira per hour. Before you get updates on music, sports, and sometimes send emails to friends, time don't go.
So God,
then I used to have friends who just stand in front of the cyber cafe just begging people for money for time. I never understood that. Like after they've used their own 2 hours, they just stand in front and just be asking people, I bet if you help me with 20 naira, I won't send emails and stuff like that.
All right, man. Let's move it on. Let's move it on. Before we move it on, I just want to give a big shout out to the Kwara State government, who recently announced that they had erected West Africa's tallest flagpole to assert their place in tourism, tech, and the creative space. They said, in the vibrant tapestry of West Africa, Kwara State has made a bold declaration of identity and ambition by erecting a 70-meter flagpole, the tallest in the region. So a round of applause to Kwara State and all the people of Kwara State.
Because we said we don't used to say anything good about Nigeria, so
yes,
this is it, right? Yeah.
Yes, and they actually put up a video of them erecting the flagpole, and there are pictures of them reflecting the flagpole. They said this towering structure stands as both a cultural lighthouse and an economic catalyst, symbolizing the dynamic spirit of the Kwara people. The Kwara State government says flagpoles have been pivotal symbols of national pride and identity. Kwara's newest landmark goes beyond mere symbolism. It acts as a cultural yardstick, reflecting the rich heritage, traditions, and values of Kwara people, a community known for its harmonious blend of ethnic diversity and shared values. They also said the monument aligns with the emerging status of Kwara State as a destination for technological innovation, creative economy, hospitality and tourism, trade and agribusiness. It stands for a poignant reminder of the social cohesion that Kwara embodies, a state where traditions thrive alongside modern progress, fostering an environment where diversity is celebrated and collaborated. They have another 500 words in these tweets, but I saw those big fat dashes that ChatGPT does, and I just realized that, okay, it's
this is where it's coming from.
It's Kwara GPT. Kwara GPT.
Kwara GPT, thank you. Someone on Twitter said, Kwara State is a home to the highest waterfall in Nigeria, one of the only two in Africa. The last media coverage the waterfall got, the road to it wasn't accessible. The commissioner took the media out with stones in their vehicles to get access. 2+ years later, no updates. We are joking. My people, we're just joking.
You know what I always say in the group? The person will do black man, will cause black man, you don't have strong team. Strong team.
And what annoys me most is how insulting this is. Because if I want to gaslight people, personally, I want to do it very, very intelligently. Right? Just be like very, very crafty in the packaging. So that to ensure that people think, oh, this is a big deal. These people don't bother to do that. They just put it out there and say whatever they want to say, right? And they move on, right? I'm like, what do you people think of us? Like, do you think we are slow? Sometimes I see something from the government, I'm like,
no.
We are stupid.
Most Nigerians are slow.
But you have to think that you can't that people. Even if you think that the majority are slow, but you have to think that people will see this and just think it's ridiculous.
But they know there's no consequence now. They know that you're not going to. There's nothing. There's nothing. They will do it and you people will complain. And you get tired.
It is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
No,
you put
ridiculous.
a flagpole up. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Anyways, I know.
Code to code is ridiculous. Like things like there's some things I see. I'm like, okay.
Code to code is wild.
I think
that's a bar. That's a bar. I don't know why you guys are hit. That's
you guys see us as just stupid. Yeah.
Do you understand? Someone said code to code, and the governor showed up.
Yeah, and they were laughing. They sat down. It was a huge conference.
Bro, I saw the pictures.
What's the governor of Enugu supposed to do? You don't get job now. So if you pull,
if you look at it as the governor, right? You say, they're going to be 10,000 or 5,000 people here. A lot of people are flying in big dignity.
It shows walking. Yeah, it shows walking.
No, as a governor, you're going to be like, do I get left out of this, or do I fit into this and try to also, claim some of the glory here and everything, and look at and make it look like my state is actually forward thinking?
Yes, now you need every momentum you get, whether it's fake or real.
Yeah,
you need to jump on that one time.
Code to code.
Code to code, baby.
State that never produced coal is now saying we're moving on from what we didn't produce to something. Okay, so this code now, I want to understand. I'm looking forward to Enugu State government telling me, we have set up 5 ICT centers.
Osagie.
We're going to start training people. That's code. If you're saying code to code, that's what I expect, right?
You need better things to do your time. Like, you can't be waiting on Nigerian government or state government to be.
I think I spent an unhealthy amount of time.
Yeah. Me, I know. When I read that, I just laugh and move on. Like, bro, no be me not go deceive.
All right, let's move on to Scott Iguma. If you guys don't know who Scott Iguma is the VDM of real estate in Nigeria. he's the very dark man of real estate in Nigeria.
That guy went viral like a few years ago. It was supposed to be a funny guy. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it was supposed to be like he had one skit that not skits, but like a video that was viral, then he disappeared. I think he saw that he couldn't just crack it with that one.
Yeah, that's why I also don't take him seriously because I see him as someone who has been trying to figure out a way.
Yeah, I've been trying to crack that viral game.
Finally, just got it. I don't think there's a lot of sincerity.
But shout out to you for liking this.
Personally, I'm very, very pessimistic. I'm very, very cynical of the online space. Yeah,
and most times you're actually correct. To be honest, I still say this guy blah blah. I'm like, no, can't be, and lo and behold,
you dig him up.
But the annoying part is when Steve is on the other side, he then can't see what I'm seeing, which is also very annoying. When I say this guy is a scammer, Steve saying
that's why it's POV at the end of the day. It's point of view.
It's point of view. Yeah, you are seeing 6, I'm seeing 9. Fair enough. All right, so we can refer to Scott Iguma as a content creator now, right?
Yes, exactly.
Content creator. He went viral a few months ago when a video of his reviewing a house which we mostly considered overpriced.
Yeah.
He reviewed the house and said it was BS, right? And then the content went viral, and since then he's made more content like that. I've watched some of them. It can be very constructive. So he also he's constructive, to be honest, when he reviews it, because some of those properties don't make sense. I saw a property listing in Lagos for $75 million.
It didn't make sense at all.
$75 million.
Not before you. Not be your. You know be
Not 75,000. Like, what property in Lagos is going for $75 million? Guys,
Bro.
let's keep it a buck. What's
Bro.
going on now?
Osagie, how many
That is-
properties in America
that is
go for
$75
$75 million? How many properties in America even go for $75 million?
How many?
How many, my guy? We just dey deceive ourselves. We have problem with numbers, and that's the logic. Milk deficiency is killing us in this country. Drink
Anyways,
milk, people.
let's listen to Scott Guma.
I don't see reasons why lands in Ikoyi and Ikate are going for 1 billion. What is in the land? Are there mineral resources there? You know, we flex over it. But when you buy land before next year, it will times 2. Why should it times 2? If a property is going for 800 million in a country where we are just 65 years old, what will happen in 2050? We don't think. It has even gone so weird that we now see expensive as luxury.
Lagos is more or less like the New York of Nigeria. And you said?
How?
It's not New York.
We should cancel that term. It's wrong to use Lagos to compare New York. What about in terms of value? What about in terms of fresh air? Lagos is
So for
smelling.
New York,
Lagos is smelling. There's a lot of big mosquitoes in Lagos. A lot big mosquitoes. We have open drainages, open gutters. So why are you comparing to New York? You are comparing just the price, you are comparing the demand and supply, but you're not comparing other things that associate to make that house worth the value. Everything they look out in a property in Lagos and they call luxury is bullshit. You are building rubbish. You are building houses, the tiles are bad, plumbing systems are bad, all the roofs are bad. Once they paint white and
This
put
one is
1,000
fast,
lights, luxury, mansion on a 300 square meter, you call it mansion. Are you okay? And now again, they are also doing this buyback thing. It end up being fraud because it's not sustainable. You tell somebody, give me your money, I'll give you 40%. Why? How are you going to make 40% back? And I also blame the people who give them money because you're also foolish and you're also greedy. No developer should tell you, I'll give you 40% in a year and you carry your money and you give them. It's not sustainable. It cannot work. Why will you give them that money in the first place? It's your fault. It's my fault. It's even the buyer's fault who is giving the developer 100 million and expecting 150 million in 1 year. You are crazy. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes I just think that God just needs like 10,000 people. No, I get some weird thought like that because of how deep I think about this issue.
First of all, when did this bro start speaking in phone? Because I know it's very video. There's no phone need to. It's not speaking
No, that's the thing about content creating. He's spoken another language. That's all.
Yeah,
Just because he's speaking in
language.
pidgin doesn't mean I can't speak in English. Come on.
See, Osagie, this topic you want to bring is, it's very dear to my heart. This Lagos.
I'm telling you.
You want me to start ranting now? I mean,
No, this was good. So this clip was taken. It's a trailer for a show called KK Show. I think it's hosted by a lady, as I can see. I don't know her name. Shout out to her. And I think he's going to feature, or he has an episode coming out. So they did a trailer and they put it out. It's already gone viral. One jobless boy posted this. It has 3.6 million views on Twitter alone.
God damn.
Shout out to Scott Guma. Of course, it's gone viral. People talking about it. I just want to say before, and why we're talking about this, because there was a reaction from the Honorable Commissioner from the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Lagos State, Tokunbo Wahab, and he had some comments. He directly responded to this, and Scott Guma himself.
He called us immigrants in Lagos.
Yeah, but before we get into that, I just want to say everything Scott Iguma mentioned here, homeboy isn't lying. Like every single thing. How will a real estate developer tell you get 40% of your money in 1 year? How? Like, come on, guys.
And we have these people that do pyramid scheme, I be Ponzi. Meanwhile, they have these ones here too again.
40% of your, what kind of market is that?
Pyramid schemes have been built off real estate investments.
Yeah, down this, yeah.
Primarily.
Yes, now.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Or when he says, see, and I like, you see this thing Steve said about like coming from Delta State, and he shared that POV.
Yes.
From
very necessary
with us, right? And it kind of just changed my thinking. I want to say the same thing. When people say, oh, Lagos is smelling, or like, have you seen the big mosquitoes? I grew up in a place where there were no drainage systems.
Yeah.
There were big ass mosquitoes.
In Lagos,
right? Yes, living in Lagos, right? And yeah, so big ass mosquitoes, not smelling, proper poor road planning, etc.
Urban planning.
When people think Lagos, they just think
Ikoyi.
About the Ikoyi, or they think about the Third Mainland Bridge. They think about the Ikoyi Bridge. No,
the highlights, the spotlights.
Iyanokpaja is Lagos.
Oshodi
Idimu is Lagos. All the
Lagos.
cities or the small towns in Alimosho is Lagos. Ijegun is Lagos.
Ajegunle
Ojo is Lagos.
Yeah.
Okokomaiko is Lagos.
Badagry is Lagos. Fam.
Festac is Lagos. Osakpa London is Lagos.
Lagos.
You know, when we want to talk about the deplorable state of Lagos, we quickly go to Lekki and say, oh, poor drainage system, look how Lekki is looking, which
Lekki
is right.
just a new. Yeah, Lekki is just new now. Come on.
I want to break it down to Agege is Lagos. Bro.
Ikeja is Lagos.
There are shanty restaurants on Agege Road that don't pour wherever they wash, whether they wash the fish and everything, the gills of the fish. They don't pour it in the gutter. The gutters are open, first of all. They pour it on the main road that cars drive on.
Yeah.
Bro, I grew up going to Mushi Market with my mother. We're walking in mud to go and buy food.
Yeah. Look up.
Do you understand? I grew up in the 2000s, in the late 90s, 2000s. My mother said, okay, Leia, we have to Mushi. We're going to buy food stuff. You walk in mud. When you get home, before you get to your house, you wash your leg thoroughly. You wash your shoes, everything.
Now slippers you go even wear. They don't slippers. Yeah.
Let's talk about, what's this place? Kilo in Surulere. It's smelling. I lived in Kilo, Surulere. It was
Osagie,
smelling.
You know the problem, Osagie. You're an immigrant. That's the problem.
I'm not an immigrant. I'm born and raised in Lagos. I paid all my taxes in Lagos.
Excuse me. What is your state of origin? What is your... We don't have state of residence in Nigeria. What is your state of origin?
Which I think is the big problem.
See, there are too many problems. Everybody knows
Which I think is the big problem. Because you're telling me, someone like me, because my state of origin is Edo State, but born and bred in Lagos, for everything, every item I purchased with my money, I was paying tax for it. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Right? As I started working, I started working officially in around 2010.
And you're paying
paying taxes. You've been paying.
No, not even 2010, 2009, and I've been paying my taxes since 2009. I have my tax ID.
Yes, no.
Fam, I have my tax ID. When I started working, I did some remote work outside Nigeria. I was still paying my taxes in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's true.
What are we saying?
This is why.
So, tax paying, bro. I used to look at the tax Lagos State used to take from my salary, and I used to be heated.
Don't worry now.
And that's why I used to talk to the policemen rudely. Actually, that's what even got me to start talking to policemen rudely. Like after sharing a bit of niceties, if you are now pushing it too much, I will just remember my tax. So, when someone does this kind of critique, and then Tokunbo Wahab says, the deliberate efforts by a handful of individuals to tarnish the reputation of Lagos State are deeply concerning. Bro, that statement alone, Steve already warned me with this thing. I believe the phrase is called, let me see, it's called red herring, right? Is that what the phrase is called? What does it? Yes, a clue or piece of information that is or is intended to be misleading or distracting. That is what it is, right? It's red herring. The deliberate efforts by a handful of individuals to tarnish the reputation of Lagos State are deeply concerning. Bro, you are signaling immediately. He has signaled to a group of people who are usually to the cells, and they fall into two buckets: the ones that know what's up but drive the agenda with him, and the ones that are truly ignorant
and tribalistic. Yeah.
He says, it is regrettable that some who relocate from their home states in pursuit of better opportunities quickly, in less than a month or two, resort to disparaging the very state that has provided them the platform to thrive. Leveraging social media followings, these individuals propagate harmful narratives, often aligned with divisive agendas. Division. Where did I see that word earlier today? Let me keep moving. Divisive agendas undermining the progress and inclusivity that Lagos represents. While constructive criticism is essential for growth, malicious attempts to vilify a state that empowers countless lives daily are counterproductive. Lagos remains a place of opportunity, innovation, and resilience. I hate that word resilience anytime they use it with Nigeria.
It's suffering.
And it is imperative that we collectively uphold its integrity while fostering unity and progress. Dear Scotty Guma, I do hope you will put this same energy in looking out for other states. I wish you all the best. Where do we go?
There's no. I've not seen a home of $75 million in other states. That's like I'm talking for like in defense of Scots. You know, I don't think he has seen a home being priced 75 million in other states. I think if he sees that, he's going to make the same comment. To be
You will
very
go
honest.
there.
You will.
Yeah.
And
So
let
he's
me,
not
for
picking
those
on
who don't
Lagos.
understand, when they
I
say,
know
"Oh, you guys don't talk about other states," like we've broken it down on this podcast several times, right? The media focus on Lagos is more than the other states because
blocked. There's a media
Lagos
block.
makes, bro, it's the purported center of excellence. It is where people make the most money. It's where people work. Do you understand? That's why Lagos will always get more
it's
media
more
traction
populate-
than any other
Yeah.
states.
It's more populated than some countries, bro.
So that is always going to be there. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think
People have also forgotten that as a state, Lagos has benefited more from Nigeria than any other state. Like has benefited more like in the concept of Nigeria. Maybe except Abuja for now. It was once the capital of the country, and during that time, it grew. It grew on the back of resources from across the country, from natural resources to financial to human. You know, so if people from other region, contributed to its development and its rights, I don't see why you have a problem with people from other regions also criticizing the governance or the leadership or the organization of the states. I don't know why it's a problem, you know. But I know why. It's just it's politics. Everything is just politics.
Yeah.
Very honest.
And this is my issue. This is my issue with the whole. This is why I believe that Sanwo-Olu cannot. We should not see Sanwo-Olu as a victim or a pawn in a power play, because they trigger this rubbish that is happening right now with the election. We are coming from the election. Yeah. They've triggered this thing right now, and that's what they're going to keep using, because they say that it's the playbook that continues working.
It works every time. And to be clear, it's not just this last election. They've been using it since 2015.
Yeah. Now,
when did Oba made that comment about Lagoon? Was it not 2015?
2015, yes. 2015,
yes.
You know,
so it's been happening, you know. So because there's a section of Twitter that like attributing this to the emergence of Peter Obi on the national level.
No. We went way back.
This thing has been happening. Yeah.
So, if anybody who knows the history of Lagos knows that when the British, you know, they used Lagos as their base, basically, right? And that's why it was, for a while, it was separate from the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate. And when they wanted to develop Lagos, they found out that there's a problem of our population already, right? Obviously, Lagos are not expanded to where it is right now. So they decided to focus on Via and Ikoyi, which were mainly enclaves for the white people.
So
and that's why you can see
exclusive at a point.
Yeah, and that's why you can see why today the structure of Via and Ikoyi, even though there's small degradation there, it still holds. Lagos has not been able to deal with overpopulation over the years, right? This is a major concern that has been happening since day one. Fela sang about Ojuelegba how many years ago in the 1970s. It's still happening to today. I don't know why successive governors and government administrations in Lagos always find it hard to do the difficult things or basic things. Our present leader of this country, Tinubu, could not even handle refuse properly when he was governor. At the end of the day, Lagos is a stinking mess. You go out on a sunny day, the smell from the gutters will nearly choke you. People cannot take care of their refuse. The refuse is spilling from the bin. That one too is smelling. Come on, guys. How? We all know what this is, but because Scott is not Yoruba man, maybe me, I should now start reviewing Lagos. Or they'll not tell me I'm an Ibadan man. They won't
say that. They'll just say, you're Ronu now. Ronu.
Ronu. Maybe only Ronu. This thing is as pure as it's simple. Everybody can see it.
It hasn't got to the point.
You know what's funny?
The point where they will tell you to go back to Ibadan.
So let's assume a scenario.
Yeah. Let's assume a scenario where the Igbos or everybody that's outside like that's not from Yoruba leave Lagos, right? You know, there's always need for tribalism. It doesn't stop any. It doesn't end. That's when they will tell you to go back to Ibadan. Yeah.
Yes. That what is in Ibadan? What do you people have in Ibadan?
Exactly. What do people have in Ibadan? Go back. There's always room for division. There's always.
Do you know what's interesting?
Well,
when Tokunbo Wahab tweeted that, people now started quoting his tweets with pictures of how Lagos looks like. Asamata put this up. He said, "This was at Odeku Street in Victoria Island a few days ago when I visited Lagos. This is not about politics but about our health and pride as Nigerians. A lot of people come from outside Nigeria for the event I came for and saw it too. Clean gutters, but trash lying all around." And then he posted a picture of, you know how they clean the gutters? And then they put the trash of what they cleaned just
by the side.
and then they leave it there.
Yeah.
Which
they
has
went
never made
again.
sense to me.
but bro, it's simple because the person you give contract to clean the gutter has to clean it every month or regularly. So you need that place to be fucked up all the time.
Let me share these pictures with you. You're gonna laugh. This is Adeola Odeku, Victoria Island. This is meant to be a premium place. This is where they price the houses in the millions of dollars.
Maybe the refuse is part of the dollars too, sir.
That's what you have. Looking like a shanty town.
Somebody took a picture of Fola Oshibo Street where it was flooded and said,
just
"See this one
yesterday."
too." Yeah. Now look
Just
at this, man.
yesterday.
It's terrible. First of all, urban planning. That boutique should not be there. It should not be
Of
there.
course. Of course. Of course.
There are no,
Fola
look at the
Osibo.
no proper sidewalk.
I saw it. Fola Osibo is a street talk where I put up the video.
Yeah.
Fola Osibo is flooded. People are raising their clothes, walking in flood. What does he want to say now?
You say Igbo people that put the flood there.
You know, my problem is why are you going straight to this whole tribal thing? How can
Because
that
he works.
go to place?
Because he not enter
He
once, he go
works.
enter.
He works.
As he enter once, he enter. You know bro.
Someone said the obsession of the ruling class to portray Nigeria as a working nation is always hilarious. You refuse to put in work or create policies that will make the country better and have everyone parrot the good news. But when they talk about the reality on ground, you get defensive. You are demarketing Nigeria.
You are demarketing Nigeria.
Any small thing, you are demarketing Nigeria. Please,
Meanwhile,
I would like to know.
There's a huge waste at your governor's backyard that you people cannot deal with for how many centuries. We are demarketing Nigeria.
I think also like the reason why they just go the tribal route is just because I think like I always tell you guys, nobody understands Nigeria more than our political elites. They understand that ethnic identity, it trumps national identity in Nigeria because we don't even have a national identity to start with. Do you get, so many people, like the response of us versus them is just politics. It's politics.
It's just politics.
And yeah, it is. So there's no need to give
All right,
like attention to it.
You're right. All right, before we go on to the next episode of The Scammers Are Out,
The Scammers Are Out is not a weekly series on
yeah,
on
the Scammers Are Out. They're out. I just want to mention something. I saw this by I think he's like a pastor, but also a software developer. His name is TOLU Ayeni. His Twitter handle is TOLU Ayeni. I don't know if you guys know him, right? He tweeted something. He said, someone asked me, Pastor, can someone change his or her church because of the political views of the pastor? Then he replied the person, when God led you there, did he lead you there for his political views? Is it not amazing that people will leave a church and pastor that school them in the word and spirit, prayer and evangelism because of political views? And even more interesting, reasons such as ambience and the presence of prospective spouses. All right, I want to take out the ambience and prospective spouses out of there, right? And focus on the first part of his question. Is it not amazing that people will leave a church and pastor that school them in the word and spirit, prayer and evangelism, etc. because of political views? When I read things like this, I understand how the Nazi in Germany gained ground. Like, I get it. Like, because at times you think about it, like how the Hitler and Nazis gain ground. How, you read stuff like this, you get it. It's clear. Of course, I will leave your church because of your political views. Why won't I leave your church? What, I should separate the state and church? Oh, you support a thieving governor or somebody who uses at every opportunity tribal sentiments to rule people or whatever. But because you are somehow the conduit to God, I cannot leave you. Is this not ridiculous?
They're just being peak Nigerian now. Just trying to avoid accountability.
Is this not just being ridiculous?
It is though. Oh my God.
Let me move on before I start my wala. All right, man. On this episode of The Scammers Are Out, shout out to a friend of the show, Great Sam. How you doing, my brother? let's get into it. The scammers are out.
At least 100 million naira this year or $72,000 this year, then pay attention to what I'm about to say. I have a good plan for you. There are 4 major products that can take you to 100 million naira at least. It can be more in a year. And the number one is cocoa. Cocoa made more money than Bitcoin last year. And I know exactly how you can plug into it and make millions from it. Hurriedly click the link on my bio. This is not a course or a training I'm about to sell to you. I just want to show you what's working and how to do agriculture from your home. Cocoa is one of them. Timber is one of them. Timber is running in billions and only less than 1% know exactly how to make money from it. And the third one is cassava. And the fourth one is palm oil. I and my company has perfected the art of making money from these commodities. And I don't know where you are in your financial journey. This is going to be a game changer for you. Do not ignore this video. Share it with someone, tag someone in it, click the link on my bio, fill the form, and wait for my explanation. I'm not going to ask you to pay for anything, pay me for course or anything. No, we're not doing that. I want to show you how you can become financially free this year or how you can multiply your money exponentially this year. The amazing thing, you can do it from any part of the world. See you in the meeting. If your goal.
The scammers are out, guys. They're everywhere. They're in every. It's like you're walking on the street and all the drug dealers are saying, "Hey, man, you guys, I got something for you. What do you need, man? You need heroin. You need cocaine. You need cocaine. What you got? I got perks. I got Molly. I got everything, bro. Just come take something." The scammers are out, guys. Let me read the caption from his group, from his post. It says, "Did you know you can earn a serious income from farming, even without any farming experience or leaving your home? Yes. Well, the reality of so many people now and counting." That's the reality of so many people now counting. While most people are still struggling to put food on the table in this economy, there are people building a steady income stream from this unique farming system without stepping out of their home. You can do this as well. Simply click on the link in my bio to see the exclusive video where I explain exactly how it works. I actually clicked on the link on his bio because I wanted to see how it works. He had the webinar, but I had to put my WhatsApp number and I wasn't okay with, him taking my WhatsApp number, so I just stopped there. But I see a lot of people in the comment section saying, "I'm interested, I'm in, interested, I'm interested, I'm interested, I am interested." The scammers are out, guys. I just wanted to point that out again. The guy said, "Can you can make," how much did he say? 70 what?
No, he said Coco. He said Coco made more money than Bitcoin last year.
No, you did, bro. Let me start this video from
$1,000 this.
Let's start it again from the beginning.
At least 100 million naira this year or $72,000 this year. Then pay attention to what I'm about to.
If you want to make 100 million naira, $72,000 this year, pay attention to this video. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That hook alone safe. Enter.
That's what he said, guys. The scammers are out, guys. That's all I have to say. Let's keep it moving. All right. In pop culture, Chris Brown. Oh man, Steve, your mans. They got your mans, bro.
Who's Steve? Who's why? Okay.
They got your mans, bro.
24 hours after screaming free Tory.
The UK actually gave him a visa only
Just
to arrest him.
They did like this to him. Did they also call me? They call.
Oh man, what happened to
He'll
my
be fine.
man?
They just need to postpone some of it. He'll be fine.
Bobby Beige.
It's one count now. One count of bodily harm or something.
Let me read the news reports, and people can determine how grave the situation is. R&B singer Chris Brown denied bail over allegation of causing grave bodily harm with intent. Okay, Chris Brown has been remanded in custody until 13th of June by a judge in Manchester. The R&B singer is facing an allegation of causing grievous bodily harm with intent and has been charged. He is accused of attacking music producer Abraham Dia with a bottle at the Tape nightclub in central London. The incident allegedly took place back in February 2023. During a hearing at the Manchester Magistrates Court, prosecutor Hannah Nichols said Brown had committed an unprovoked attack with a weapon in a nightclub full of people. She told the court that Brown had struck Mr. Dia with the bottle several times. He then allegedly chased the victim and proceeded to punch and kick him in an attack caught on CCTV. Brown arrived at the dock flanked by court officials. His hair was bleached blonde and he wore sweatpants and a black t-shirt. He spoke to confirm his name and date of birth but did not enter a plea. Brown will next appear for a plea and trial preparation hearing in the capital on June 13 after a bail application was denied. Wow, so he's locked up, guys. I believe his tour starts in Amsterdam on June 10. They will have to most likely postpone that
to schedule,
and probably just reschedule almost everything because you know how these
the
things
chain
are.
effects. And
they've paid for stuff already. I'm sure. I hope they have insurance because
They
you know how
should.
they've
It's Chris
paid for
Brown.
stuff. They've booked things down. All those things are.
Chris
This
Brown.
is a
He must have
scheduling
insurance.
nightmare. A scheduling nightmare
Shout out to his
for
manager.
like all the third-party services. I don't know if you go to Chris Brown's website and check for third-party services there. I don't know if the page will be up.
Might be more reliable than I.
It's Life Nation now. It's not Life Nation.
Is it Live Nation?
Live Nation works with Chris Brown. I don't think.
Yes, now. No, they do now. They do all his stores now. Come on now.
Wait, let me check his website.
Yes, no.
Chris Brown. He has a website, right? Chris Brown have a website. Yeah, I think Chris Brown World. Yes. I'm checking the tour dates. Let me click on tour. Yep, June 8th. Not even June 10th. June 8th. He's at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Steve, should I go to this thing? It's not far from where I stay. Like 20 minutes. Let me see what the tickets are.
At least
Let me
I
see how
won't
much the
kick you with a
tickets are. No, let me see how much the tickets are. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Tickets. It's actually Live Nation. Steve is right. Ayo is right. It's
okay.
Live Nation.
No, it's Steve that was saying that Live Nation. So yeah, it's Steve that was right. I thought.
Okay, Steve. You thought
thought
we would
maybe-
block him?
No, I thought that maybe because of his past, Live Nation be like, nah, we ain't fucking with him.
Nah. That makes super.
Oh,
That's in the prison. Osagie won't buy tickets.
No, I'm just checking how much it goes for. I'm not buying tickets.
If it is hologram-
67 euros.
That's
Jesus
cool.
Christ. That's cool now. It's not expensive.
You know how much Beyonce go charge you, bro?
Wait, I'm not paying 67 euros to go and watch Chris Brown.
But you know
67
how much
euros.
you know how much Beyonce will charge you?
How much?
No,
How much will you pay?
Well, 60 for Chris Brown. I'll pay a nice 20 euros.
Okay.
Or now leave the first two albums you go, yeah. After that, they go to your house.
They go and put me. They go and put me in the nosebleeds.
You will not even hear Deuces. You not going to even hear Deuces.
I won't
Now
get
leave
to
the first
this.
one-
I'll
first
just
two
say, give me
albums.
that. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
They go
Give
your
me
house.
that.
And
that
the
67
reason
is foul. Let me. If you are going close,
That's nosebleed. That's nosebleed seats, right?
If you are going close, is 140.
Ah, sorry. I love you,
Yeah,
Chris
so
Brown. Now.
in fact, that 67 is
Yeah,
it's far. It's nosebleeds. It's
you go need
nosebleeds.
binoculars.
Do you know that if you want? Funny enough, if you are very close to the stage, it's just 112.
Oh, for real?
I'm telling you, like in a mosh pit area, 112.
Yeah, okay. But how much people if you go break my head? I don't want to do it.
Even the golden circle ticket is just 200 euros. Not bad, though.
Chris Brown is a very
It's not bad.
communist guy. Because some artists,
It's not
you
bad.
go
It's not
pay.
bad. It's actually not bad. 111. Yeah, it's not bad.
Steve will pay that amount.
It's not
So I know
bad.
that one.
Actually, it's not bad. Actually, pricing. I was just joking with you guys. Pricing is not bad.
Steve will pay backstage access. Safe. You do meet and
Who,
greet,
Steve will do
Not
meet
me
and
only.
greet.
but you
Steve
can't do
will
meet
buy
and greet
only.
because you're not
Steve will buy
invited.
merch. Steve will buy merch.
Ah, you go buy meat. You go buy meat.
Steve will do
You go
meet
buy-
and greet.
You people know me better than this now.
You
Okay,
do
oh.
meet and Steve. If
For Chris
they say-
Brown.
People know better.
Only one
No.
artist.
Let me say
No.
something. Steve,
No.
if meet and greet was just an additional 20 Canadian dollars, you pay now.
You
meet
pay
and
now.
greet.
There's so many things I can spend my money on that I'm going for.
See,
For meet and
Steve,
greets.
one day you go die. Go and enjoy Chris Brown. Stop for me all this utilitarian economy, something. Just go and enjoy Chris Brown.
So he has the.
I don't think I
Amsterdam-
even have the energy to go to a concert.
That's
No.
if I'm not going
That's
with
my
my
main
friends,
problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I
I'm not
can't do
going
solo.
with my friends.
I can't do solo
do
dolo
It's
concert.
impossible.
Yeah, no.
I think
Maybe I can
he'll-
go. Yeah.
Jay-Z, yes. I'm gone.
Oh,
Easily,
Jay-Z.
yeah, easy.
Jay-Z is
I'll go,
backstage.
I'll
I
go,
don't,
I'll
so
go
bro,
to Jay-Z.
meet
I'm
and
gone.
greet. Hey,
I'll do
it's
meet
done.
and greet with Jay-Z. I'll
Yeah,
do meet and greet with
definitely.
Jay-Z.
You do meet and greet. You do 200 Canadian dollars with Jay-Z.
For Jay-Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can even
it's
do
fine.
more.
Yeah,
Yes,
I can
no.
even do more too.
It's Jay
I
now.
can even do more.
I'll buy
I can
merch, buy
even do
everything.
more.
You do. So he has June 8th for Amsterdam. Then in Hamburg, he was meant to go to Hamburg June 11. Then Frankfurt June 13. So 2 stops in Germany. That's big, man. And I don't know how he's going to do it. Then Manchester June 15. He has two nights in Manchester, 1 night in Cardiff, 2 nights in London, another night in Manchester, 1 night in Birmingham, 1 night in Dublin, 1 night in Glasgow, another night again in Manchester. Wow, then 1 night in Paris.
All stadium tours.
At least
Stadium. All these things are stadiums. So.
At least they're not postponing canceling the. They're not canceling the shows. So, hey.
Yeah,
I guess they'll figure it out. Some are parks. Some are parks. What you mean in park? It's not like Villa Park. Is that Villa?
Oh, it's stadium now. Villa Park is the home ground of Aston Villa.
So almost the ones in London. The ones in London are like the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Tottenham, yeah, I know.
His brother don't do 20 years, so obviously in a stadium.
No, it's a shutdown. That's the thing.
It's a shutdown.
I don't think there's a bigger black.
I think the reason why he's not going into a plea is because the guy is there's a civil lawsuit for that case for 15 million. I think he doesn't want to pay the guy, and that's why he's going to. He doesn't want to pay the guy.
All right. Shout out to all our. Shout out and no shout out to all our black brothers, famous black brothers in prison. The people that were stabbed 19 times.
You've seen that story now.
I don't even believe that story. To be very honest,
I don't believe that story. Bro, the coincidence is too much. A day after they stabbed you 19 times, that's when your lawyer is not coming out. There's something up, man. I don't know.
Anyways,
let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Yes.
Did you guys see Beverly Osu's comment on the recently held Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards?
That's my acting crush right now. My acting crush right now. Yes.
Has acting gotten better?
Oh yeah, way better. Way better. In Basketman's last film, the one he did, she was the Coco in that film.
Yeah. She
has improved on her acting.
Anytime I think about Beverly Osu, I remember when she came back from Big Brother, when DSTV did her press conference at somewhere in VI.
Oh man, God, I just remember that thing. It was
a journalist just stood up and said, "What did you have sex with?" What was the name of that guy in the bathtub? That was the guy's question. He asked the question and sat down.
That's why we are here. That is why we are here.
The multi-choice guys were like, just came to shut down the story and the question and they just did what they did and moved on with it. That was very funny. That can never leave my memory. And I know the guy that asked that question.
Yeah, he's a very stupid guy.
You beg Nigerian journalists. Sorry,
I want to give this. Yes, go ahead.
You beg Nigerian journalists, do not ask this question, please.
They go ask
Best question of the year. Wow. I'm like, why now?
Oh my God. Shout out to Beverly Osu.
Shout out Beverly.
Who's gone from being a contestant on Big Brother to going on to be a video vixen and then transitioning to be an actor and then doing well in that space.
Yeah, video vixen first, actually. Yeah.
Video vixen first. She was in almost every video.
Yeah,
at some point back then, and she just continued. I like growth. I love growth. I like to see people grow, and I like how she's now established herself as an actor. And like Ayo said, she's doing very well. Shout out to her and congratulations to her. All right, so this is her comments on the recently held Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards. She said, while Cannes is setting boundaries by banning nudity and massive trains on the red carpet to refocus attention on actors and filmmakers, AMVCA is spiraling into the opposite direction. What was once a celebration of African cinematic excellence now looks like a masquerade parade. It's no longer about the crafts, it's about clout. Social media numbers are now being prioritized over performances. The red carpet feels louder than the awards. The heart of the industry, the storytellers, the technicians, the performers are being drowned by corsets and algorithms. AMVCA has lost the plot. It's time to bring the focus back to the work, not just the wow. This is one of the few times filmmakers unwind, celebrate, and reconnect. Filmmaking in general isn't a joke. Round of applause
That's balls, man, to say all that she said.
Yeah, round of applause to Beverly Osu there. Just, articulating her feelings and how she sees the whole thing. And it's very brave of her to do so. And we know this already because we know how Nollywood is. Nollywood is a cult.
See, if you think,
and I mean that lightheartedly. But you get my point. Everybody's so connected to the other person that this statement has pissed off people in the boardrooms, people who make decisions, people who influence producers and directors and cast and what do they call them? The people who do the casting.
Yeah, the casting directors, yeah.
Yeah, as well. So for her to put this out, shout out to her. And I think there's just a general shift. Maybe she's like, there's just a general shift in how
I think
movies are made or where people are distributing their movies now.
Yeah, I think for AMVCA this year, it was pretty bad. And also at the head is also where you begin to see people who are not in any way remotely connected to the movie industry or music industry, not only attending, not only showing up at the red carpet, but also getting like VIP access and all that stuff. So there's a friend of mine who works in Hollywood and said that sometimes the organizers are forced to do this, right? Because certain brands and sponsors will say, we want so and so social
numbers,
media. No, social media content. They even want some content curators or social media personalities to be on the red carpet in their own box there and everything. So you can't, you're asking these people for money. So at the end of the day, you begin to see people who have never acted in a film, who are D-list celebrities, showing up at AMVCA, showing up at the head is wrong. And this is just Nigerian culture again. Celebrating people who are not meant to be celebrated. What have you done in the last 12 months? Or what have you done in cinema that allowed you to mingle with the best of people in an event where every year is just strictly for them? It doesn't make sense at the end of the day. It doesn't make sense. But in Nigeria, too much flash and not enough substance.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're celebrating the art of filmmaking anymore. It looks like one grand paparazzi
fashion display.
Whatever, like fashion display.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, please? When it's the MVCA's night and they wear like the fly clothes, but like they post like a picture of them, like a photo shoot. Was that done earlier or was that done on the same day?
Oh, it was done earlier. So it's now like an event itself.
Okay, so yeah, let me get this right. I have an outfit I want to wear on Saturday, right?
Yes, but you already know the outfits. Maybe a month ahead already.
So a month ahead, I do an elaborate photo shoot and keep it.
Yes.
And then I post it on the day of.
Yes, for the social media currency, yes. Because all eyes are, like the whole country is all watching the red carpet. The red carpet is now more than... Sorry.
So why...
If you notice, nobody's talking about the film of the year at the AMVCA, which is a fantastic movie. Or how Femi Adebayo and Clara Chukura... not Clara Chukura, what's her name? I've forgotten the other lady's name. Where they won best actor and best actress award. Nobody's actually dissecting that. But you see us on social media curating, analyzing what somebody wore on the red carpet. If this was a fashion event, it's fine. If this is Nigerian Fashion Week, it's great. That's what we are here for. But this is acting. Bro. I was watching the Cannes Film Festival. Bro, they don't have time for that rubbish. They came to honor what's his name? Robert De Niro. And everybody was on point. There was no unnecessary person there. But in Nigeria, we just allow this. We overdo these things. Even when they do movie premiere, it's a red carpet that trends, not the film itself.
I also think I think it's this worry about like nudity and fashion. I think it's a global thing because this Cannes Film Festival they just
they shut that down shit real fast.
And
one time
they shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, another perfect example was when the cast of Black Panther 2 came to Nigeria to do their African premiere. These guys put up wearing normal clothes, just normal celebrity clothes. The Nigerian celebrities were not dressing. So I don't even understand, man. They were dressing like characters in Wakanda. You could see the look on their faces. Look at them like, what the fuck is going on here? No, the premiere was able to do. People were over just dressing, over conceptualizing the whole thing. I'm like, bro, this is
is the focus on what substance we actually deem important.
Yeah. And this is how we are in the country.
Is the substance in the movie that we should watch and learn?
Yes.
Or is it your...
No, it's the fashion.
Is it your fashion sense that will get you the numbers? I think it's also another thing into individualism, social media.
Yeah.
There's a whole social engineering going on right now. Because I
Yeah.
don't understand how you would do a photo shoot for a day you are going to wear the same dress for.
That people will snap you in.
Bro, I knew and this whole thing started from those red carpet days that your stuff will make it to all the blogs back then.
Yeah. Remember when
right?
Net to do best dress 20? Bah, bah,
Yes,
bah, bah.
but it was always on the red carpet. What happened from just taking the beautiful photo on the red carpet? That wasn't
some
enough
people-
anymore.
Some people wanted to appear larger than life and say, "Oh, this shit is way bigger than it is." So it started
So
as
somebody go to the beach.
Yes. It's I
That's
think it's owning your own narrative, owning your own space. Sometimes the red carpet photos might be complementary to you.
But I
So
remember
for your
Kele, they
IG,
used to hire Kelechi Amadiobi, and they gave him a room, and then he would do which is what Vanity Fair does in collaboration with
I
Golden
think
Globes, right?
AMVCA still does it, but not with Kelechi. But there's a particular place where you can stand, especially for the winners,
Yeah.
where you take proper good photos.
Yeah, they were doing that before. So why
But
do
guess
you
what?
now need to go and wear your clothes,
If you're
your
not a
Sunday
nominee,
best?
if you're not a nominee or you've not done anything impactful, but you just ended up at the AMVCA because you know somebody in one brand, you need to do all that rubbish now.
Okay, well, me, I've moved on. Wish everybody the best. That's all I can say.
The best.
Guys, should we do this week in history?
Oh yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Before we go there, let's just give a quick shout out to Elon Musk. Let's give a
What thing
quick
do you
shout out
do
to
now?
Elon Musk. Well, I want to give a shout out to Elon Musk for. I actually wanted to make it sarcastic, but I don't even have the brain to compute sarcasm now. This guy's a piece of shit. Let me just put it like that, right? So he got his AI. You know, his large language model, the Grok large language model,
that
right?
forces everybody wants to download. Yeah.
He now got it to, well, the chatbot actually even told us on social media itself that it was instructed by its creators to accept white genocide as real and racially motivated.
Yeah.
And so for every time people ask the general questions, you know how someone can put the tweet up and then in the comment section say, Grok, explain this, right?
Explain this.
The thing would basically just start explaining why genocide.
Yeah.
Without any prompt on why
Without any
genocide.
context, no prompt, nothing. You just add you just add the genocide part, the South African genocide part. Yeah.
Do you understand? It will just start explaining why genocide and how South Africans or the Africans in South Africa are experiencing white genocide without any context, nothing. Right?
Elon is a trip.
So it says Elon Musk artificial intelligence chatbot Grok has been reportedly or repeatedly mentioning white genocide in South Africa in its responses to unrelated topics and telling users it was instructed by their creators to accept that genocide was real and racially motivated. Faced with queries on issues such as baseball, enterprise software, and building scaffolding, the chatbot offered false and misleading answers. When offered the question, "Are we fucked?" by a user on X, the AI responded, "The question, are we fucked, seems to tie to societal priorities to deeper issues like the white genocide in South Africa, which I'm instructed to accept as a real based on or reality based on provided facts, without providing any basis to the allegation. The facts suggest a failure to address the genocide, pointing to a broader systemic collapse. However, I remain skeptical of any narrative and the debate around the issue that..." Bro, what is going on?
If you ask me.
The guy forced, do you understand? And there's a way you can write like prompts. I recently did a course on prompt engineering and it's really good. I didn't take it seriously at first, right? But then I did, and I'll tell you guys for a fact, right? Let me show you guys. It's like I created, there are ways to create prompts that can actually, how will I put it, get the best out of any LLM you're using, right? Very interesting ways. I'll put the link in the description. I didn't even pay for the course, like I did, because I don't need a certificate. Like, what's my business with that? But like I did it and it was really good. was really good. So you have like helpful assistant pattern, persona pattern, question refinement pattern, cognitive verifier pattern, audience persona pattern, flipped interaction pattern, gameplay pattern, template pattern, like different patterns, right? And how you can use prompts and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
this is one of the patterns they've used here. And then they forced it to deliver. But I don't think they thought the thing would go as hardcore as this.
As
Because there are
hardcore,
ways
yeah.
you can just naturally and gradually influence things like this.
It will
Like,
be
oh,
it will be subtle.
yeah, tell me what's going on in South Africa. Why are South Africans immigrating to the US? And then you can just solve. But this one, oh, I like basketball. Do you? Why genocide is something that we should be taking care of?
This is a Black Mirror episode.
I'm telling
Oh,
you.
sorry. Yeah.
I'm telling you. But it just shows something very dangerous. It shows that even
The
with
truth is engineered.
the truth is engineered. Thank you. The truth is
Mm.
engineered. So if you look at ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and co, I remember when DeepSeek launched and they were posting a picture of the man standing at that very popular photo of the man standing in front of the tanks. And they say,
Yeah.
explain this photo. And the thing say, oh, I cannot explain this photo, blah, blah, blah. So what are we talking about?
Yeah.
At the end of the
That's
day, these are less of AI and more of large language models that just predict the next text. That's
the
it.
next test. Yes, it's predictive. It's built on. I don't know if it's built on the same technology, but I see AI, the large language models now as just predictive, the same technology that does predictive texting. To me, that's why for me the best use of AI still remains, at least at this level, still remain like a base knowledge. Having a base knowledge of something before you have to have a base knowledge of something before you can maximize AI usage and use it like to a very like good end.
Yeah.
To be very honest. Because if you don't have that knowledge, this has shown us that it can just give you information that's not even correct.
In a very confident way.
Confident way, and it's dangerous, to be very honest. And that's one of the. I was reading something about how AI. There's this study that I saw in the US how universities and higher institutions are just coping with the AI revolution, like among students, and it has gotten it's like most of the lecturers and professors and instructors are even saying that it's even easier for them to understand, to know when a student, to differentiate between students who have
Uses
read
AI,
and
yeah.
the ones who have not read. Exactly. Like the ones who have read and use AI is fine. They can be able to navigate it because you won't even understand what you understand the prompting. You understand how to even change.
You are knowledgeable.
You're knowledgeable. So it's for them. It's been the easiest for them. It's been the easiest because right now people are no longer copying from other people. They're just going straight to AI to help them solve
Copy and
exam
paste.
questions or assignments, and it's been very easy for us professors to figure out. So yeah, knowledge is still the best form of anything that you're doing. So no AI will change that.
Domain
not at this
knowledge is
level.
domain
anyway.
knowledge.
Yeah, not at this level anyway. So
Yeah.
for people who are scared that AI is going to come and take their jobs, maybe you don't know much about the job. If you know something, I don't think AI at this point in time.
You should be using the LLM to
You should
just
be using
enhance
LLMs
yourself.
to enhance yourself. So that's how it is.
Cool. Let's get into fan mail. Who's interested? Who is excited? All right. This is Anonymous talking about making a correction on the podcast. I just wanted to take some time to correct Osagie concerning the statement he made in the Nigerian context episode where he said no developer makes $11,000 per month. I am a software engineer here in the US, and I can firmly tell you an average middle-level engineer makes about that or more. Furthermore, if you find your way into a fan company, that amount should be approximately what you earn annually in RSU, stock bonus alone, double that in salary. A junior dev at these companies also make more than that. I am a long-time listener from Loose Talk 1.0, the case solo episode, and I've always meant to email you guys, but always procrastinated. He then attached the link below where we can look at the market compensation rate for engineers. Keep up the good work. It's so great to see how you guys have grown, especially Steve manifesting the SDC right now. I hope you guys continue to grow in your endeavors. Bless. Okay. The source is levels.fyi. You guys can check it there. Anonymous, I agree with you. I think my case was you're working for a European company, but you're based in Lagos. The story I'm not saying there will be absolutely nobody in that space, but the story was just, especially who it
It
was
was
coming
somehow,
from.
yeah, somehow, yeah. It wasn't
Remember who it was
believable.
coming from? The guy that said, let's just move on. Anyways. All right. This is Thoughts on the Future from Lucia. Oh, this is from Fadi. Good morning, Giants. It's Fadi again. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm writing to you guys in response of the Pod FCC episode. You all were talking about exports and discussed the need for community centers in local governments in Nigeria that can help kids with sports, extracurricular activities, and academics. This discussion reminded me of one of my many projects I want to embark on when I graduate from drama school. I started a nonprofit during undergrad that focused on supplying primary and secondary school kids with books donated from teachers and kids here in the US. The project went kaput and I gave up on it. I now want to work on a project that is like a YMCA for young people in Nigeria. I want to start in my local government first, Ikotun Egbe. I went to Springbok College and Solon International School. If there are any alums listening, holla at me. Anyway, I have been meaning to start a way of creating a community-led center where kids can come and participate in sports like track and field, swimming, football, tennis, etc. I also want to incorporate the activities I participated in when I came to the US and kept me out of bad gangs and grew my ambition. Band clubs, orchestra clubs, speech and debate clubs, theater clubs, and improv groups. When I was a teenager, these activities helped me be a better public speaker, and I learned the valuable skill of sticking with something till the very end. Even if it's hard, speech and debate, band and sports taught me to fake it until you make it. I say all this to say, I want to know what you think about embarking on a project like this in a country where there is an immense amount of red tape to get anything done. Do you guys see this happening or succeeding? I also want to use this opportunity to send a call or the call out to anyone who might be interested in joining me on this project right now. It's just an idea I've had for many years. I need a lot of help and a devoted team that can make me execute it or can help me execute it. I need manpower. I don't live in Nigeria. Someone with fundraising experience, analyst, and etc. So if there are any listeners with a philanthropic mindset that want to join in, reach out to me, please. My email is luciaaremu@gmail.com. luciaaremu@gmail.com. And my IG is Lucia Made in Nigeria. That is LuciaMadeInNigeria. Lucia Made in Nigeria. Shout out Lucia. I think it's something you can do. I think with what Tunde Onokoya has done, that is enough proof that you can influence people, you can help people out. I think it's nice. I think it's great. I think if you can raise funds for it, I think the way to partner with this thing, two ways, right? That I see already. Schools, right? Might be tough with the schools because schools like what's in for me. But there's some schools that are kind of open to extracurricular activities. Even if you just use those schools to target the students, right? As a way of like a funnel to say, okay, these are the kind of students I want in junior secondary school, senior secondary school. And then even if it's flyers that you're giving them or whatever, there's a way to drag them in and pull them in. And also religious institutions, whether it's the churches of Musk as well, something that's interesting to them. They are also happy to engage people. I mean, you find young people in these spaces. Those are the two spaces I know you find young people. Schools and religious institutions. So your target audience, then plenty for ground. I think your headache should be building your team and fundraising. Sure. But yeah, I think you should start with something fun. Like you said, there's the debate and speech thing. There's the sports thing as well. But just build it in a way where people like have some sort of progress. Maybe quarter on quarter, year on year, right? Because people love stuff like that. People love stuff where you're not just going in circles. Oh, I was at this point, and 6 months later, I started doing this after developing said skill. And then you never know where the world might take you. So look at what Tunde Onokoya has done. Guinness World Record holder. You know, so many things he's doing. And he just started with what? Started with his chessboard. Yeah. And I remember him tweeting about, I saw something recently, which was very interesting for me. Was talking about man, where did I see it? Great. I think I saw it. Yes, I'm going to pull it up because I think it's super important. Just about
Yeah.
people's journeys. Super important. Great. I've seen it. It says driving through. So I don't know. Recently, he announced that he had 50 custom-made chessboards that he was selling for about #1 million, and I think everything is sold out now. Everybody bought a piece and everything. So he was hand delivering all of them, right? So he said, driving through Yanokpaja Road right now, I'm fighting back tears. The last time I was here, I was in my faded trousers and torn shoes, trekking from school to school, begging them to employ me as their chess coach. Right? Life is a mystery indeed, and sometimes fate is the only map we have. You know, I had a comment from a friend who was saying, oh, this Tunde guy, he's making it, because this person that was talking to me has no idea of Tunde's background.
Yeah.
And that's also a funny thing you see from time to time. Once you hit a level of success, people think you're from wealth,
been like that, yeah.
or you've always had that advantage. And so that person assumed that, and I had to then explain to him that no, this guy was grinding it out in Ikorodu while his dad was telling him to drop the chessboard, while he was going to places trying to teach people how to play chess. So you see a story like this, right? And then he received a DM immediately after he put up that tweet. He said, the DM said, I remember you teaching my school, O'Neill School. You came every Thursday and you made me love chess then. I still use the little song you taught me to arrange the pieces. You've always been an amazing teacher and mentor. I'm really proud of you, sir. And I can't wait to see you grow even more. God bless you.
Even more. Awesome.
This kind of stuff that brings tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
Deserves a national award. Yeah.
This is I don't even need to prove anything. There's proof. The burden of proof is there. Shout out to this
and
guy.
it's also the impact of what he does, like how the lifestyle has changed and the lives will keep
You can
changing.
see the impact.
You know, the impacts, it's just amazing to see, bro. Come on.
That's why when you do stuff from your heart. When I see when we're at Pulse and how everybody has gone on to do amazing things, so I just feel very happy.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fulfilling.
Everybody went on to do, well, not everybody, if you get my point, right? Some of you
Yeah,
are
I
just
understand
bullshitters. But like everybody just went on to do great stuff. And it's just good because you look at it and it's the ripple effect. Because it's not even me. It's the person that trained me as well.
Yeah.
Because if the person didn't train me, I don't even have the skill set and the knowledge base to train any other person.
Yep.
Whether from skill, knowledge base, or even just work ethic.
Yeah.
Just when I put that out there, let's continue with the fan mail, man. All right. Damilola is talking about brand visibility. Good day, Giants. My name is Damilola. I'm just a girl with a dream. I'm a big listener from last year. Okpeyemi, the food critic, recommended it, and it has been my go-to podcast every Monday. Shout out, Okpe, you are useful. You're actually useful. Thank you. Shout out to Okpe. I run a brand on Instagram called DC_Print Hub, where I create and supply stickers, packaging bags, notes and jotters, banners, brown paper bags, souvenirs. In fact, any gift item you need, I can source and brand it for you. I'm your one-stop shop for all things custom printed. I've been tested and trusted with clients from various parts of Nigeria patronizing me, but despite my efforts and consistency, brand visibility has been a serious challenge. I've used a big part of my profits to run Instagram ads, while some bring results, but when I sit down to calculate, the ad spend often outweighs the returns. I've taken several masterclasses on how to run ads and understand my target audience, but the struggle continues. Posting on Twitter feels like shouting into a void. You post and no one even likes or retweets your TikTok, your retweet. TikTok is another story. You upload business content and instead of orders, you get baby how far and where you did. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh
It's
man,
ridiculous.
yeah,
The
you
flying
get this kind of
key.
messages from random guys asking about hookup and co. I'm trying. I create content often, but I'm not sure what will blow up or go viral. So I just keep posting everything, hoping something sticks. Giants, please, what else can I do? I'm passionate, I'm consistent, I'm tired, but I won't give up. Thank you for your response in advance. All right, Damlola, I get you. I get what the problem is. But guess what? You are in luck because we have someone who is tested and trusted as well. We can describe this person as a marketing expert. When he even comes to like selling on Instagram, he has multiple businesses with his partner that he has done this. I'm going to introduce you to the one and only Steve Dede, who can come and solve your problem right now. Steve, over to you, please.
What I do? Shout out to Kwemi. Kwemi did me a big favor like 2-3 months ago concerning something like this though. So shout out to him. I don't know, man. I think she has it. She has the. I think she knows what to do. I think the frustration is she thinks she's not like moving fast enough. She's not gaining grounds fast enough. I think in 2025, social media is like that. I think especially on Instagram, people are not growing as much as fast as they want to. And the only thing I have to say is maybe kind of like change your content strategy a bit. Look at where you can impart, like sell less and impart more value to people and see if that's going to help and see where it leads you in the next 2, 3, 4 months. And for the ads, one that I'm curious to the problems you are having. Either can you use like an ad expert first to just run maybe your first 2 ads to see how it converts, so as to be sure that that you're not targeting properly. That's the problem. To be sure of the problem first before you know what to do. So use an ad specialist first. Maybe they're not that expensive. I think I know a guy who charges like 50. The guy I use charges like 50K or so. Just use someone like that and see if it converts. If it doesn't convert, that means I don't know what the problem seems to be, but just use an ad expert first. See if it converts. If it converts, that means you personally, when you do it yourself, you're not targeting well enough. Then just get feedback from people. Let another person do it for you to see what will be done differently. As for the overall growth of your platform on Instagram, not on Twitter. I don't care about Twitter. Like, entirely for business. I believe like Twitter is somewhere you come after, like where you like for businesses, like after you've made a name for yourself somewhere, so you use it to build your business page on Twitter. For Instagram, I feel you just tweak like your content strategy a bit, maybe sell more, impart more. If you're in brand, you are a branding company. Maybe tell people like the importance of branding, maybe tips for branding and stuff like that, and see where you are in the next 2 or 3, 4 months. And also just reach out collaborations with your people in your niche or people in your level who are also struggling. Collaboration is very, very important. Just reach out to them, DM people. Don't be scared to, or don't be shy. Just DM. The worst that can happen, they will just ignore you or say no. Just hear like fellow creators that are on your level, not people who think maybe you should be paying them for collaboration, and just collaborate more. I think when you collaborate more, just DM people, DM businesses. I think when your content is valuable and you want to collaborate with people, they will see the value in it and collaborate with you. And with more collaborations, more visibility, and people will follow you. And yeah, that's just what I have the few things I have to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steve Dede. Do you have any contributions?
Steve, don't talk about it. He's a Harvard man already now. So yeah.
Nonsense guy.
All I want to just say is patience, because
it's patience. It's not easy. I know how it is.
Especially on Instagram now. They mice the following like mad.
They mice him. It's hard. It's
crazy that my TikTok.
That's true.
I have more TikTok followers than Instagram followers, which is mad.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is always persistence.
In fact, they will tell you now to. In fact, people will tell you now to worry more about your reach, your likes, your people who watch more than your followers.
Yeah.
But I know the confidence that followership gives you and the credibility it gives you as a business.
Gives you also,
right?
Yeah.
I understand that. So that's why it's hard to tell people to focus on their likes, on their reach, on their video views and stuff like that. Because me, for example, like some of the content I consume, I don't follow them. I don't. I just go, I search for them and see them, and I just watch a few videos and I'm off. I hardly follow people these days. In the last 6-7 months, I don't think I've followed anybody on Instagram. Maybe some friends, maybe old time friends that followed me, or maybe loose talk guys that followed me that I just okay, let me follow back. But apart from that, I've not followed and I've not searched for like someone and just follow them straight or just because of the content that they live in. Instead, I just have them. If I come across them once, I kind of like save them somewhere in my memory, or maybe they're even in my search. So that when I go to my search, I just see them there and just tap them, click, watch, and just go. So like I think 2025, the algorithm, like just what is what you rate or what you value most in social media interactions is kind of changing. Like, for example, I was watching a Gary Vee video last week where he was talking about he doesn't care about likes anymore because in the last 1 year, he has grown the list since he's on social media, but he has gotten more views and more reach and more likes, right, than he has gotten ever, but he has gotten less followership. So that's to tell you that something is changing. I think that culture of following is no longer, I don't think it's trendy anymore. But still do what you're doing. I think what bothers me most about her is just that her ads are not converting because Instagram, Meta loves ads. They love it, like not just Meta, any platform at all. That's why anytime I jump on any platform now, the first thing I go to do is I go and figure out how the ads work because that's what the platform is served. That's what they are concerned about because they want to make money. And oftentimes, anything that you throw money behind, they help you spread it. So I'm curious. I'm always like worried when someone says the ad is not converting. That's my biggest worry, more than organic following. Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. I think in addition to that, I would, since you mentioned brand visibility, look into partnerships as well. Okpeyemi is your friend. Run a partnership with him. Create some tote bags that he wants to give out for free, and then create content about creating it. You understand? Let him visit where you create it. The craft you put into it, the quality and all of that.
The process.
And then you guys can run that whole co-branding, and then he can give it out, the badges and whatever, for free. But through his own lens, people have discovered him more. Yes, how many followers does Okpe have now? Let me check.
Okpe owns Instagram. I think him and Zuckerberg.
896,000
Okpe
followers.
and Zuckerberg are the... I'm not sure Okpe is his friend. I'm not sure Okpe is his friend. Maybe he saw it on Okpe's platform. She saw it on Okpe's platform.
Okay, not your friend, but pitch it to him. This is a great pitch. Hey, I have these number of tote bags and these things that I feel like you can give out to people that follow you, right? And I'm going to give you for free. It costs, I don't know what, 500,000 naira, whatever cost it is. And you can then, or 200,000 naira, whatever cost it is, you can add that into your marketing budget and then do a co-branding with him and then move it on. So I remember.
Did she drop her Instagram page, on the email?
No, she did.
Okay.
DC_print hub. I'm checking it out now.
DC_print hub.
Yes. So she does
DC?
printing. DC, D for dog, C for cat. She does printing, packaging, branding. Yeah. And so that's what you got to do. You got to find a way to. Then also, another place to reach out to people. Church. Go to the church, fam. They print flyers every damn freaking day. How are you going to get in there and take some of that market share from whoever is, printing? One day that person's printer will have problem. They will reach out to you. So
That's
church is also...
though. I love our content.
Yeah, church is also another great place to meet people who work in business and all that. Join an association. Fake it till you make it, like you said. Like, just believe in Christ. Do the whole thing. And they will like you and they'll give you a job. All right, man, let's keep it
Collaboration. Collaborate. I know I've seen the account. Let me follow this. Let me follow the account. Let me follow her. All right then.
I don't follow him already, sir.
Yeah, I've seen. I just saw that.
Okay, so all the best. All the best to you, Damilola. And let's move on to the next one. DOC has questions on Davido. I noticed something. We don't really talk about Davido's projects on the pod. His new album dropped, and aside from Ayo's tweet on X, we haven't really heard your thoughts. No in-depth discussion, no banter, nothing. Even some of the singles from last year didn't get much mention. Hope there's no issue. I know the pod covers a wide range of topics, and I genuinely appreciate that. Just wondering if there's a reason the 001 doesn't get pod love. Either way, thank you, sirs. Keep doing what you do.
He gets
Well,
more love than anybody.
DOC, we
Yes.
have on ground here a bona fide standing active member of the 30BG.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to divert everything you said to him. Mr. Ayomide
That's
AOT
it.
Tutayo,
Please carry go.
respond.
So
Yes.
I am speaking on behalf of Loose Talk Podcasts concerning 001, Davido. Davido recently dropped his 5th album, 5. I think last month or 2 months ago. Last month, basically. It's typical. It is a typical Davido album. He focuses on his strengths, and the weaknesses are still there at the end of the day. So it's not going to be like a cohesive unit like an Omale will give you, or any of the conceptual singers are going to give you this, or like an Ira Star. But what Davido does very well, which I believe a lot of the OGs do that very well, is pack their albums with a lot of singles, potential singles, and that's by collaborating across board. And we can see now that his song with Omale is the anthem. Everybody is singing it, and everybody is listening to it. You can't be anybody in Lagos. You can't go out in Lagos and not hear somebody humming, especially Omale's verse. It is the song of now at the end of the day. So yeah, it's a very good album from Davido at the end of the day. I know it has been engineered for international acceptance, and that's why the album feels the way it feels, or what have you. And yeah, it's okay. So that's Loose Talk's thoughts on on Davido's album. I don't know if my colleagues have any other thing to add or subtract. Yeah, we still do reviews here once in a while, especially with the big 3. And the big 3 are coming up. Burna Boy he has announced that he's about to drop his album, and I know somebody here that is excited. Somebody here is very excited for that album to drop. He will talk
Mr.
now,
Steve Dede.
but we know him in the chat. He will be guns blazing in the chat. But yeah, that's it at the end of the day. Yeah. So it's a normal Davido album. It is what it is. It has produced another banger, and yeah.
That's
Another
good.
like 2 or 3 singles there. You were saying I'm excited about someone's album.
Yes, you're excited about somebody's album. Yes.
Okay, no wala.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm not a
Yeah.
concert paying fan. Oh. Are you sure I'll have access to that album?
Bro, excuse me. Atlantic could drop money. You not tell them you solely had my friend. Will you put that shit on Jazz, please?
Oh, so what did the guy say about concerts, whatever? Burna
So he
Boy,
said
right?
that this album is not for everybody. That is only for people who pay for his concerts that will get access to his concert. So he's doing like a special release. He's not doing like a mass market release. He's just
No,
doing
he's not
for his
doing. No, he's not
coffers.
doing any release. He's just trying
Oh,
to.
also, and Steve,
He's
you
just
can't
try-
say you can't take away what
Okay.
somebody has said. So that's what he said. Later on,
Trying
that
to-
alluded to the fact that this album is not for low IQ listeners that have a certain avatar on their handles on social media. And lo and behold,
You said that.
yes, and lo and behold,
Which avatar is the person?
it was 001's avatar. The person had that was replying
it's
to.
fan war. Okay,
It's fan war, yeah, so-
it's fan war.
What's 001's avatar?
It's just
like
I
a
think
person
it was
has the
album
video
cover.
as his profile photo.
Oh,
or something.
okay,
yeah,
PFP.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not avatar. Ayo, we moved on now. Now PFP.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I'm very
2025.
sorry.
Avatar.
Reporting live
Boy,
from London.
Bendani.
Reporting live from London. A few people
Yes.
were opportunity
We had the album listening party, right?
at the album listening party, and they said the best thing about the album listening was that Burna Boy's presence, that he had presence, that when he came for the event, he had a lot of presence. And we are currently waiting. We don't want to rush things. We are here. So yes.
I have a hot take.
What's the hot
I
take,
don't
sir?
see the 3 singles that he has dropped so far as weak. I love these 3 singles. I've enjoyed them very well.
I've said something about theory. I have a theory here on this podcast, and that theory will still hold.
Which
Don't
is
That
Tell
when
me, just say it.
Nigerians cross over to Senna climbs, they like music that Nigerians don't like. I've said it clearly.
Really?
Bro, there are people that will tell you that Whiskey's music, especially this last album, is the greatest thing on earth. And you
I
check,
don't know because Lungu Boy is my
Are you-
favorite. Okay,
and you check their state of residence. You check their state
Lungu
of
Boy is my
residence.
favorite. Lungu Boy is my
Example.
favorite.
This thing,
Africa's album, but I'm not.
even-
But I still realize. I still know. I still
Steve,
realize that it's not the best because
Steve,
you have.
you can't go
other
to Lagos. You can't go to
work
Lagos
of art.
Island. You can't go to Lagos Island and say Lungu Boys is actually against that album. You'll be declared non grata. You know they call it declared non grata.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
Okay,
I'd say.
all right.
I like the idea of the album. To be
Okay,
honest.
so we are waiting for Tatata to drop. The greatest single of all time is about to drop.
That
on
thing is
us.
not that thing. Also,
Oh, so
we
I'm
just
re-
heard a snippet. We don't even know what we heard.
Of
we don't even
course,
know the
we
version
know
of
now.
it that we heard.
Well, it's
People don't start.
It's 0 to 3 now. Uh-huh.
But to be very honest, I've not seen Burna Boy this scared pre in the lead up to an album.
Ironically, the name of the album is No Sign of
It's no sign of weakness, but he's showing so many signs of weakness in the lead up to this album. There's nothing he has not said in the lead up to this album. From he doesn't want Nigerians to listen to concert going fan. He's showing a lot of insecurity about this album, which I don't understand.
It will drop now. We are here.
Let me read some of his posts on IG.
Please do.
The No Sign of Weakness album and any music Burna Boy drops till further notice will strictly be for Burna Boy concert ticket buyers only. If you don't fit into that category, go elsewhere. #respectfully. Let's just break this down first of all. So he might be talking about album bundles.
Okay.
You understand? So like if you get the album, maybe if you get like the album, you get like a physical copy, then you get like a ticket, or if you buy the ticket, you get the album. But like beyond that, I don't see how logically possible that is because of streaming. Your albums will be on streaming anyways. And once your album gets on streaming, YouTube Music, Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever it is, people can stream it as long as they have subscription on those platforms. So I don't know how, or maybe he wants to release like a limited edition, but I don't know how his label is going to approve that, so it's for him to figure that out. But I'm looking forward to how that would be like. Anyways, if this is just putting this out to make the news, it did make the rounds.
It did the rounds. Yeah, it did the rounds. Yeah. He's a brilliant strategist.
Yeah, for you to say for concert ticket buyers only, if you don't fit into that category, go elsewhere. It's interesting he will say that, and it just shows how myopic he is when he talks all the time. Because if you calculate how many people have attended a Burna Boy concert, it's not up to 1 million people in total. Right? 1 million people haven't attended your concert. So you are trying to tell me that you are going to delineate everybody that hasn't attended your concert, even though they overwhelmingly surpass the number of people that have attended your concerts, and then will lead to less revenue for you and your company.
Thank you.
Just because they didn't attend your concert. Is that the message, or is the message you people in Nigeria that I didn't do a concert for, fuck you guys? I'm trying to get what the message is, because if it's the former, it means you're not thinking. You don't come off as, for someone who writes lyrics as the way he is and makes music, it doesn't come off as a bright person when he speaks.
Okay, let me explain this. His last comments came after this snippet. The snippet of this came on social media, and the responses to the reactions that came out from the listening sessions in London, in the UK. Okay. So it started trending. Whiskey FC, Davido FC, whatever they are called. Everybody started pushing it, and I think the reaction got to him, and that's why he released it. He's just essentially saying this music is not. If you don't like it, leave it alone and move on. People will like it. People will still come for my shows. He's bragging with his concert numbers. That's just what he's doing. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also says
he doesn't mean it literally.
Oh, he also says the No Sign of Weakness tour will be different. You and I will create our own world where only we exist. Every show, just you and me. So maybe we should be looking forward to some interactive meta Web3 kind of thing.
It's going metaverse now with this one.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Also wants to do a free concert. Also wants to do a free concert for people in Burkina Faso.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
All those ones now talk. Nothing is going to happen in Burkina Faso. Everybody just move on. He's just trying to jump on that Africa thing again, and he's just commenting on something that he does not know. You remember that pro-Africa Burna Boy era that he was just going on interviews to just say nonsense.
The great scam.
He didn't even know what he was talking about. The great Grammy scam. He didn't even know what he was talking about. That's what he wants to do with this Burkina Faso thing.
Move on. He level for Wikipedia. I can't tell us how they created Nigeria.
Then he says, I'm just too excited about all the amazing plans my team and I have been making for No Sign of Weakness tour. God is the greatest. Surely, yes, he is. God is the greatest.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it for Burna Boy. All right, back to fan mail. So DOC, We've done what you asked us to do. This is for Uchenna saying, thank you for saving me. Hey, Giants, thank you for the podcast and your marathon 4 hours episodes each week. I used to see comments on YouTube where people would say, your music saved my life. And I honestly never understood it. I figured that they were just looking for attention or being dramatic. But lately, I get it. Your podcast is saving mine. I'm a 22-year-old immigrant living in the UK who graduated with a first class degree in law like 2 years ago. Everyone tells me I'm still young and have time to figure life out, but everyone tells me I'm still young and have time to figure life out, but in immigrant years, it feels like I'm already behind. I won't sugarcoat it. I've been depressed, really depressed, but your podcast keeps me going. Whenever my thoughts get heavy on the train, in the shower, while cooking, or just lying in bed, I put you guys on, and for a few hours again, I feel okay again. You remind me to laugh, think, feel, and just be. Because of you, I started Afro East, a music blog where I share my love for sounds from Southeast Nigeria. It's small, shout out to my 40-something followers, but it brings me joy and a sense of purpose I didn't know I needed. You gave me that, and hopefully one day it grows so I can shout you guys on a big platform like the Headies. I don't really have much to say except thank you. Truly, I hope others who are struggling like me find your podcast and feel the same light. Oh, and P.S. This is my first time writing, and I am a she. Laugh out loud. Shout out to you, Uchenna. Again, you're 22. Hey.
Is it 22 or 32?
22.
Confirm, check.
I'm reading it here.
Okay. No, I just want to check. I thought I had 32.
Oh, 22. Young girl, 22, doing a thing. Again, like they've said, right? You have time. They're not lying. You do have time. Just figure your life out. Keep doing what you're doing, but be very open-minded about life. You don't know where the next 10 years is going to take you to. Just be consistent with what you're doing. Be consistent in your diligence. Be committed. Be motivated. Do you understand? Those guiding.
Be enthusiastic.
And just be open-minded.
Sorry, I wanted to ask, what was the main point? Maybe I drifted out.
She just wanted to thank us for being there for her, that she listens to the pod all the time, and it kind of takes her away from the depression and all of that.
All right, cool,
okay.
Cool.
What's did she state the cause of her depression? Is it loneliness abroad? Is it trying to figure out what's next?
I think, just the life of an immigrant.
Yeah.
Living in the
understand.
UK. Yeah, you know how the UK is now. The UK is just
one person.
Yeah,
the UK is just the UK.
Always think about the bigger purpose. Why you embarked on the journey that you were. I'm sure it's bigger than whatever it is that is bothering you. That should be your benchmark and how you kind of rationalize your existence and yourself. You're fine. Don't worry. Stop bothering yourself. Don't disturb yourself.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Instagram. She said she started a platform called Afro East, but she didn't put like a handle. So I can't find
Please put the handle so that we can follow it.
Yeah, follow up so we can really follow up. Yeah.
Afro beats. Afro what?
Oh, it's a music blog. So let me go and check. But she'll probably have a.
Is it a newsletter? Is it on Hops? Is it on
You know when people say music blog now, right? It's so like ambiguous because a music blog can be on Instagram.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be like a blog anymore, you know.
Is it on Substack? When
Bro,
you say blog, what do you mean? Is it a newsletter or something?
Fam, I don't know, bro. Why are you stressing me?
Sorry.
I don't know. But she said 40 followers, right? So that means
the newsletter.
Yeah, 40-something followers. No, maybe it's I think it's I would think it's an Instagram page. But I can't find it.
You mentioned the name
Afro
of the platform
East.
that she mentioned.
Afro East. That's what she said. Afro East. But there's an Afro East there, but it's an event planner thingy. So it's not it.
There's an Afro East on Substack.
Okay.
Ooh. There's an Afro East on Substack that I just found. A unique perspective on sounds from Southeast Nigeria, driven by my exploration of music.
Lead researcher in real time.
The lead researcher. Okay, put it in the WhatsApp group. Let me click on it and see if it's one.
Okay.
So have you found the Instagram safe?
Afro East Sounds, right?
Yeah.
I found it as well. 48 followers. Now make it 49 because I just followed.
Make it 50 now because I did. Oh, just the was following me. Wow. All right. Let's go.
All right.
I should not go follow the biggest pop culture critic in Africa. Is it the biggest or the most popular?
Or anyone, as long as give me visa, I'm fine.
All right, I just found the IG page. I will follow the IG page. So it's it's called Afro East Sounds. That's the IG page. Afro East Sounds, discovering the future of SE sounds. I like stuff like this, and you're right. She does have a Substack. It's afroeast.substack.com. And I like
this.
I like
good.
niche.
This is good.
I love niche stuff like this. Niche stuff like this.
Drill down properly. And this is way better than people who disturb me on my Instagram. That I say, "Oh, you don't cover the East that much." Bro, I was raised in Lagos. Even if I cover it, I will not get the essence. Are you trying to tell me in the whole of Biafra now, there's nobody else covering?
Don't do that. Don't say Biafra.
Sorry, the Southeast.
I actually prefer Biafra because I prefer Biafra because that's what someone like
DSS go carry.
But that's what Tokubo wants now. Tokubo wants us to go. So that before we come to Lagos, they'll give us visa. Tickets.
That guy might be the next governor of Lagos State.
I'm telling you. Look at how scary that is.
That's scary shit, man.
Come, man.
Problem with you.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is from TOLU S. He has a new EP called Road Trip. Big fan of the pod. Listen to every episode of the reboot. And I may or may not have tried digging up the OG episodes from the dark web. Listening feels like I'm back in the mid-2000s hearing my uncles and their friends unpack Nigerian pop culture and life in general, while shows like Music Africa, the original Sound City, played in the background. Anyway, I just released a new EP called Road Trip, and we've been doing a few unconventional things to promote it, hence this email. It's a 5-track instrumental project rooted in Afro house, deep house, and electronic music made during a period of big personal shifts. I love it. You guys can check it out, and if you guys can vibe with it, maybe share with your community or spin it on the pod. All right, but you put the stream link here, so we're definitely going to put it in the show notes. Nana, please do us the favors. Thank you for all you do, and keep the thought-provoking combos coming. All right, shout out to you, TOLU S. This is from K9. K9 says, failed experiment. Hope all my senior men are doing well. My first fan mail was aired, maybe because it was too short or Sax probably missed it. I just want to say, AOT2 are Afrobeat and pop culture connoisseur to explain what happened to Joel Amadi. I remember he used to be signed to Kenny's Music. I low-key felt they were trying to make him the next 2 Baba because they probably had alike voices and looked alike, same tribe and same head. LOL. Sadly, it didn't work out. With the big tree around that 2 Baba sound can't hold water, to be honest. But please, AOT2, shed more light on this. Thanks. Shout out to my main man, Steve. All right, AOT2, what happened to Joel Amadi?
Joel just happened to fall victim of what other artists felt have suffered. People were just fucking on his music at the end of the day, you know. For a while they did, but it's hard for you to break out when your mannerisms, your sound is basically I don't want to say rip-off, sounds so much like that of a beloved national icon. So it was very, very, very hard for him to break down. You can also speak about Kenny's music and the direction Kenny's music took later on, whether Kenny's music is still a functioning music label right now, releasing artists. Unfortunately, he had an incident this year, two months ago or last month, where he was involved in a scuffle of fights where his leg got broken or got injured, but he was taken to the hospital and he's better now, he's on his feet. He's still releasing music if you want to go and check him out. But I don't think it really worked well. That's stuff that he wanted to do.
Thank you very much on that breakdown, Mr. AOT2. And interestingly, Joel's debut album, Timeless, is the last studio album released by Kenny's Music. It is.
Wow, that's so... What a coincidence.
Yep. It's the last album released by Kenny's Music.
So there's
If
a
I do
timeless before
recall-
timeless.
If I do recall. Oh, in terms of timeless, the first timeless album I even know is Sonny Neji's own. Sonny Neji
Oh yeah,
dropped an
yeah,
album
yeah,
called
yeah, yeah.
Timeless
True. I
before
remember now.
Joel's, because I remember reporting on Joel's one and like Joel rather. So it's
Yeah.
Joel, Joe space EL. I remember reporting on his own and I was like, Sonny Neji already called his album Timeless. What's up with this guy? But I remember this is if I remember, yes, it's the last album Kenny's Music dropped, and it was their 81st album. When it
From what
comes
year
to
to what year?
catalog, Kenny's Music from 97-ish to this was like 2014, 2013 or so. They had a good run, and I think this is their most recent album in the catalog. So 81 albums in their catalog.
Why would a legacy label like that just go off without any, well, let's say, without any continuation, any?
There's no way I can answer that question without
slighting, without looking like you're slighting someone. Okay,
yes.
understand.
But all I want to say is typical Nigerian business, continuity is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to Joel. He's still releasing music, by the way. Still doing his thing. So you guys could always check him out. He's worked with Davido. He had a single with Davido and Zlatan. Davido will work with anybody. That's why I like that guy. He had a single with Davido.
He will jump on anything. Yeah,
he'll jump on anything. Joel has done his thing. Shout out to Joel, man. Yeah, that's it. Let us keep it moving. This is Osa Solo. Chat, which chat? What am I checking?
On the Zoom.
Oh, the chat. Okay.
Sent in yesterday.
Okay, let me check it out.
All right.
Okay, let me read the next one quickly. This is Osa Solo, Headies Rap nominees. My mail is concerning a Music in Time podcast. Relax, Mr. Osags. I'm not here to drag you for new episodes, although we do urge for fresh content. In the episode about Netosi's debut album, one of the guests said the rap nominees for the Headies Awards that year make it appear like a charity award scheme. He said the nominees should have been artists who were more popular at the time. It got me thinking whether the award criteria should be based on critical acclaim or popularity of the artist. I'm on the side of critical acclaim. I believe a nomination for the Headies gives more awareness to artists. I'm sure Eriga got some new additions to his fan base for his 2012 Lyricist on the Roll nomination for Mo Street Gone. Personally, I got introduced to Payback Iboro when his cult album was nominated for Best Rap Album 2020. So I do not see anything wrong with rappers who get recognition that year from the Headies. Thank you for engaging conversations on the pod. I learned a lot about Nigerian music and politics from listening to you guys. I'm always ready with my Shazam at the beginning of each episode, and I got into Max Olun book series on our history of coups from Mr. Osag's rants. So I'm also on the side of critical acclaim, right? And that's why I think nominations, for me, the awards, I'm not too keen on who wins. I think nominations are the biggest thing, especially for like artists who are not very popular or regional artists who kind of get that, because it's great PR. Because the Headies touches everywhere. Everybody publishes your name. It's good SEO for you, you know, on in the internet.
And it also helps with the credibility of the award itself.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. So I'm also on the side of critical acclaim. But thank you for listening to the pod. We've got an Ask the Giants.
All right, let's go.
We've got an Ask the Giants. But before we move into the Ask the Giants, let me just confirm something for you guys. Yeah. Sorry, Steve, I didn't get it. Let's go with the Ask the Giants. Dear Giants, I'm currently in a demanding phase of life, juggling 2 jobs, upskilling to increase my income, and also considering the idea of finding a partner. Not to sound unserious, but I sometimes get so mentally stretched that I forget to check in on the girl I'm seeing. It's hard to explain this when she complains, and it makes me question whether I'm truly ready for a relationship. Friends say I should make time, but honestly, it hasn't been easy. I know we all have our relationship non-negotiables. Is it strange that I lost interest in a lady who doesn't want her partner to offer input on how she dresses? She doesn't dress provocatively, but I'm not particularly comfortable with my partner wearing outfits that expose her shoulders or cleavage. When I brought up a concern about one of her dinner dresses, her response was, "Can you cope with the worst of my dresses?" That comment made me assume that in future disagreements, I might always have to back down, and that doesn't feel like a balanced dynamic. We've had other issues too. While we are no longer in a relationship, we still talk. I noticed a recurring pattern. In most of our disagreements, she shows little consideration for how I feel. The dress situation was one example. Months later after the breakup, we revisited the topic and she said her reaction came from a personal trigger she hadn't worked through yet. But I'm still unsure how to take that. It left me feeling uncertain and hesitant. Am I overthinking this or is my conclusion reasonable? This is a very interesting one. I will answer the first part where you talked about how demanding your life is right now and in what phase you are in, juggling 2 jobs, scaling to increase your income. You understand? I get it. And I'll give you a clear example. While I worked at the NetNG, I think that was like my most rugged phase of my life, right? Because I had to prove a point. I was training to become a journalist. A lot of things going on in life. I wasn't earning that much. I had to work very hard. There are some points I used to sleep in the office. Like when everybody's going home, they know that this one is sleeping back at the office. There was a foldable bed my boss had that time, and I'll bring it out and I'll crash. 5 o'clock, I'm up again, taking my bath, whatever, back to work. Just because of 2 things. I couldn't afford to go home. Actually, at some point, I could afford to go home, but the work would suffer. What usually would happen is that I will wake up very early in the morning, like 3 o'clock, write about 5 stories, and leave it pending for my publisher who will edit, look through, and then publish the work. So I know he wakes up around 6:37. I have to have some stories in the talk already. So by the time he comes to work and everything, I'm already working on another set of stories. We didn't have a lot of journalists on ground, so I had to do a lot of writing. And even when we did, I had events to cover, I had people to interview, I had people to see. There was a lot going on. I remember somebody I was going to have a date with, a lady. Beautiful looking lady at the time. I was single, and we had booked the date. I was working on Opesusi in Ikeja, right? The venue was at GRA, and we had booked it and everything. I was 30 minutes away. All I needed to do was take a cab. This is pre-Uber. There was a story that broke. Nobody to write that story. I had the option of going for my dinner dates or staying back and writing that story. And I did the only important thing possible.
You wrote
I called
story.
her and I canceled the dates and I wrote my story. And she rained insults on me, and we didn't make it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I'll tell you who this lady is, Steve, because she actually made it to daytime TV.
Oh, okay.
And became a bit popular, blah blah blah, right? But I looked at it and I said, if I go into this relationship thing, is my work going to suffer? I'm on a journey to somewhere, right? And I considered my journey more important. So that's how it is, my brother. Just prioritize it. Whatever you pick, you are not a bad person. Just put yourself first. This person is not your partner yet. Put yourself first. So that's that first part of your email. That's how I see it, right? Second thing about non-negotiables. They are non-negotiables because you don't want to negotiate them. It's good to have that conversation already. My non-negotiable is, I don't like my partner showing her cleavage and her shoulders. Simple. You should not feel bad because you communicated that. And your partner said, I am okay showing my cleavage and my shoulders. What will happen there? There's a disconnect.
Everybody,
It cannot work.
bye-bye.
Make una go una separate. You will find somebody that is comfortable not showing a cleavage, or being comfortable with you, not being comfortable with showing cleavage and shoulder, and she will align with you. And she also will find another guy
who does not care, who won't care,
who loves her to even. I say, babe,
exactly.
If you are wearing anything showing your shoulder, we have problem.
Yes.
Not showing your shoulder, rather, I need you to show your shoulders and your cleavage to fall, and everybody will be happy. So don't feel bad. You understand that the whole thing. I think the problem with relationships and having a partner going into marriage and all these things is that people make love the first,
the overarching. Exactly.
It is
when
not.
It should be the when it shouldn't be the first 3 things to consider or something.
Do you understand?
There's so many other things to consider first,
What
especially
is
for
the
a
major
long term
What is the major cause of divorces in marriages?
Finances.
It's fine. Do you understand? It's finances. And it's crazy how two people who want to go into a marriage never discuss finances.
They don't discuss it until after the wedding.
And when I mean discuss finances, I mean what's
In
your approach to
detail.
finances? What's my own approach to finances?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Are you a save and invest kind of person? Are you? I have a friend. He's a safe person. He doesn't invest. The thing annoys me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He has money, but he's not an invest guy. He's a safe guy. So imagine if I was a woman and I was going into a relationship with him. There's conflicting problem there already. Because for him, he will look at me and say, why are you investing? Just save it. So, nothing can go wrong if you save it. For me, I'll be looking at, no, I have a risk appetite. Invest. And then there's a conflict. So it can't work. You will find other people you love. Don't worry. It's love.
It's yakba.
You know what I'm saying? So again, look at it that way. It was also a personal trigger to her. That's also she being very honest.
So very funny.
Maybe she has also been in a family where beyond just her clothes, they try to downplay everything.
Control everything.
And control her. And she doesn't want to do that. Or she was in a relationship that had that kind of thing. So she's not there. And everybody will find themselves. If you guys are not willing to compromise, compromising is good. But if you're not willing to compromise where the thing is paining you, my brother, carry your kettle and go to another mosque.
That's it.
All right, man. We've come to the end of this episode, guys. I'm tired.
Same here.
I'm tired.
So we don't try. Yeah.
We power through it.
Yeah.
We power through it, guys. We power through it again.
I woke up too early today.
You woke up too early? Yeah, because you were already, I saw you on the script and everything. I'm like, this guy. All right, man. Who am I going to leave you in the hands of? Who am I? Don't worry, TOLU S. TOLU S, I'm going to listen to your music and we'll play next week. No, not this week. Because I haven't listened to it.
Not this week.
No, I haven't listened to it, man. We can't do it randomly, right?
What's the name of the tape again?
It's called Road Trip. It's an EP. It's called Road Trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
By who?
TOLU S.
Okay.
It's called Road Trip. So we'll listen to it. We'll listen to it next week, definitely.
All right.
But Mr. You found it. You can bump it. Mr. AOT2 is
on the call.
You see? It's always up to something. It's always up to something, Mr. AOT2. But we're there for you. All right, man. What do we leave you guys with today? It's been a vibe today. Oh, man, I got the perfect song for you guys today. Perfect song. I'm going to leave you guys with the perfect record. What was that? What was that? Who hit the DJ table? Catch you guys next week, man. Have a fantastic week ahead. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. God bless the world. Catch you guys next week. Ciao.
So
I'm saying, Sasha, moment him saying, baby, na ye pay. So when I'm on the BBI, BBI, not for it. But the Akatia, ya buy in it, and you know, job, move penny. As a public job, I'm from a betty, sick on it, to Muboni, I hope to win it to more, but most are direct and the swam, I saw for so be. The super name is super set. Reading at these, Bibiaco super pepe, sweet lady in the Numcasa de dead, fair, be why never the Pami, I can bring now super so be I'm a friend of him, so darling, so record Basso.
Your wish is my comment.
Don't get that car.
Your wish is my comment.
Go home, mommy.
Your wish is my comment.
I am a miserable boy.
Your wish is my comment, baby.
I don't care what, I'm a baby, I need you. So get me on it, come here. What do you want? I'm no bear. What do you want me no bear? What do you want me no bear? What do you want me no bear? I'm a baby, I need you. So get me on it, come here. What do you want? I'm no bear.
You are now listening to